Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. This is episode 931, which means one thing, Mike. We're straight 69 days away from the big 1,000. So the theme of 69 will not change this week. So keep that in mind. You might want to keep that in mind near the end of the show when it's time to do trivia. Just remember, guys, the theme of this week seemed to be 69. The number just never went away. And again, Mike, being this the 931st episode, we have exactly 69 days left in the show, or 69 days left until that 1,000. So again, Mike, this is it's going to be 69 week.
I am okay with 69 week. What more can you ask for, boys?
Nice.
Also, some bad news today. The bad news that everybody got this morning was Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris died. I didn't think it was possible. All the tough Chuck Norris jokes that came and went over the years, but Chuck Norris has passed away, guys. In 84 years old, something like this. But there you go. A couple other things I do want to get into before we do get started. I think that I've come up with a declaration.
Okay.
I think every time there's a female here on the board, I'm gonna outlaw tater tart.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it seems like every time a girl comes in here, he scares them away.
Yeah.
He comes over. I mean, it's just the equivalent of that creepy guy just coming over to you, standing there with that big stupid smile on your face, and like, you're pretty. I know that he was, bothering Lindsay. There was somebody on yesterday he was bothering. So I think that's the new declaration around here. If there's ever any women on the board, we are going to outlaw tater tart temporarily.
Yeah.
Because he's turning this into an Irish sausage fest. And I got to be honest.
No, we do not need that. He will be put into timeout,
Yeah,
Well, we already have our residential creep on the board. We have Derpy.
we do have a
That's
Derpy.
all. That's all we need. That's all we don't need more creeps. We got Derpy.
And
I
yes,
appreciate that, Mike. I appreciate that.
I'm always looking out for you, brother.
I do want to welcome Derpy this morning. Always great seeing Derpy. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. Despite yesterday and everyone for Ohio State, obviously, I'm
And
doing all right.
I can always tell what's going on with Derpy by what's going on with Ohio State. Because on Wednesday he was like, "I'll be on." Because at the beginning of the week I was like, "Come on, any day you want," you know. So Thursday he texted. He's like, "I'll be on Friday. I'll be on Friday." I was like, I knew he was going to be on Friday because Ohio State is on at noon today.
Right.
But great to have you back, Derpy. Great to have you back, my man. Always glad to see you. What else? A couple other things that we do want to. Mike. Also, I was also thinking. I have been putting a lot of hard thought into things, and
Okay.
I was thinking if you die because of your heavy drinking problems, I'm just trying to think of what I'm going to do. What I'm going to have to do next. Like, what's the next step if you die, and when you die, because all that drinking obviously is not good, and I can't even imagine what your liver and kidneys look like after you seen yesterday the amount of alcohol that you drink. And I'm just trying to put the pieces together because when you die, life has to continue. The show has to continue.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to put the pieces together with that. So
I'm hard to replace.
You are hard to replace. But again, with all that drinking, I just don't know, Mike. I have to start planning for your post-death. I have to.
I'm okay with that. You know, you got to do what's best for the show. I respect that. I think there is no replacing me. You can try with Derpy, or
now.
you could do is just in this chair, just do it like an inflatable liquor bottle, and just have it sit here, and every once in a while scream out lot lizards. Exactly. And what the fuck?
Yeah.
I quit.
I got an idea.
Quit. That's all you need, and then the show will move perfectly.
We'll put the liquor shirt that you made there.
Yeah, that dumb liquor shirt that you made with the malt liquor.
100% malt liquor always wins, baby. Tell me where the lie is. Tell me where the lie is.
We will sell one shirt. We will sell one of those liquor shirts, and that will be the one that we sell. Will be the one that we have to represent you after you die from liver disease.
I'm okay with it.
So there you go. So I've been hard at work, Mike. Again, keeping Tater Tart away from the women, trying to keep you away from the alcohol. It's not easy things going on here at the show. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 931 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I want to say welcome back, everybody. It's 34 days to the draft, Mike, and you know what that means. It's Andy Russell.
Ooh, I'm going to go Tim Lester.
Tim Lester's a good one as well. I would have accepted Leroy Thompson, Veron Hayes, D'Angelo Williams, Terrell Edmonds, or even Max Hurlman. They would have all worked, Mike, and of course, Rashard Mendenhall. But who could blame them? Let's do say what's up to everybody. How you guys doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. We made it. The weekend is here. Steeler talk's been going great. What more could a man ask for?
I couldn't agree more. Derpy, how have you been, man? How's your week?
Besides yesterday, I'm all right.
All right, good. Glad to hear. A couple things that went down and is going down, Mike. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they will be back in action tomorrow. They weren't at it yesterday. They had the day off. They will be hosting the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then on Sunday, they're going to be hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Once again, getting them Canes. That's a 3 o'clock game on Sunday. The Pirates, the Pirates dropped one to the Orioles 5-2 yesterday. However, they get a chance to get back in the win column today as they do play the Braves at 6:05 with only 4 games left for the Pirates after today through the weekend. They have Toronto on Saturday, Boston on Sunday. And the other football team here in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they are going to be back in action, Mike, as they travel to Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That game is at 7:30 tomorrow.
That's a good name right there. The Tampa Bay Rowdies.
The Rowdies.
The Rowdies.
And also, I do want to say this, the NCAA tournament, of course, going on all through the weekend. Today wraps up round 1. Tomorrow and Sunday we'll wrap up round 2. And as I said, we'll be down to the Sweet 16 by time we come back, Mike, of course. And then next week it kicks back off Thursday through the rest of the weekend. Derpy's team had the first game of the year, Mike, the tournament's very first game yesterday. TCU versus number 8 TCU versus number 9, or number 9 TCU versus 8 Ohio State, whichever way it was. Ohio State did drop that very first game, and unfortunately for Derpy, they will not be moving on But Derpy, it's
Hang
all
on.
right. It's a football school. We don't care
Or
about
it's a
those
football
things.
school, exactly.
We'll stick with that. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, no matter where you be. Let's say what's up to everybody on the board. Glad to see everybody today. It is Friday, getting ready to head into the weekend. I know the weather here in Western PA is going to be nice, supposed to be mid-60s today, go up to the mid to high 70s tomorrow, and back down into the 60s on Sunday before it goes back down into the 40s and 30s next week. So we're going to enjoy the weekend here in Pittsburgh, try to maybe watch some NCAA basketball, see what we can get into as it is again heading into the weekend. Mike, this is March 20th. It's getting down there, and we're only 34 days again, 34 days away from the NFL draft, right down in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the North Shore, and at the Point State Park, and on the bridge, and wherever else they could fit almost 1 million people. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong, 34 days. It's on, Mike, and it's literally weeks now. It's weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's going to be here a whole hell of a lot sooner than we think. It's just gonna get here fast. Visits are going to start piling up for the Steelers. Like who are they going to go see at pro days? Who's going to be coming into the Steelers facilities for meetings? It's heating up, boys. I can't wait. Like every day I wake up and it's just take a nice deep breath. No, it's one day closer to draft day.
It sure is. And, and as we always say, Mike, I mean, you had the first month of the off season. We were putting together a coaching staff. Yep. And then the second month comes along and it's free agent season. And then the third month comes along and it's draft season. Then after that, it's going to be rookie camp. Then after that, it's going to be there's like 13 camps to go in between then and summer. Right. And then finally summer comes along, kickoff camp, preseason in August, and then kicking things off in September. It'll be here before you know it, because like again here in 10 days or so, this month will be over. But that's already the first quarter of the year, if you think of it that way. That's one quarter, one fourth knocked out already. So I can pretty much assure you that this is going to go fast, as it always does. It'll be football season, and you know what? It's going to go so fast, Mike and Derpy, that football season will be over before you know it. So
we'll be crying that it ended.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be celebrating when it ends, but you know how it goes.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's get on the board. I do want to say what's up to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you be. Welcome back to the show. Jen, very first one in the house this morning. She says, hello, everyone. Always great seeing Jen on the terrible board. Hope things are going well for you in Wisconsin.
What up, Jen?
Also, Corey over Don't Drink That says, what is up, fellas? Today is a stressful one. My laptop crashed and I lost all my pre-recorded content. And I don't know when I'll be able to replace it. That's terrible.
That's the worst, dude. Oh, remember the rappers that we interviewed from Newcastle years ago, Ryan? They had the same thing happen to them. Like one of their laptops died that had all their music on it before they could back it up.
How do you even survive that? I would just put my head under the fucking tire of a car. That'd be it for me. That'd be over. You know what I mean? You have to think now, okay, I got to start back from square one and put this all back together again. It's insane. I feel terrible for you, Corey. I do appreciate it, but let me give you a plug. Maybe this will help. Do go check out Corey if you love conspiracy theories like I do. Maybe you're into like what the government's doing behind closed doors, or maybe you're just wondering what those are flying around in the sky at night, guys. Go check out Corey's podcast right here on YouTube. It's called Don't Drink That. He has a plethora of different videos, so much content. Go check it out. Fortunately, that's one thing I would say that Corey has going for him. He's so far ahead of the game. Maybe it's not going to affect him with, again, the loss is terrible. Don't get me wrong. But again, at the end of the day, go check Corey out. Check out Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. Great. A lot of stuff. You could go through and see what you like. So go check out Corey today. RB says, Derpy looks like Thad Castle let himself go.
Oh, that is great. Humor me a minute. I got a picture of Thad Castle coming up.
All right. Let me grab, let me scoot up here real quick to Jen. Jen says, deer at the feeder behind me in the North Woods. Beautiful. We did see a picture, Jen. You did send a picture before of deer eating right behind you. Let's take a look at Thad Castle. As Mike is pulling him up. I don't know.
That's a lot of cheese. Derpy, what happened to you? You were once a strapping young lad. Look at you. You were fit. You had just the world by the balls. What happened to you, brother?
I became a Steelers fan post 2012.
That would do it too. That's a lot of stress eating to go from that to what we're looking at down at the bottom. Dang, Derpy, you really let yourself go there.
Also, another thing, Mike, I'm seeing on the board, Cody is saying, Derpy! Welcome to the show, everybody. Glad to see you. Kenneth Jones. My man Kenneth says I would consider putting Cole Payton in the quarterback room. We're going to talk about him in just a moment. He seems to be all the talk right now. Well, there's not a whole lot of talk going on. We'll get into him. Cody says 96. What is this 69 I hear of? RB says Chuck Norris feared Derpy. I believe it. I believe it. Derpy is he's intimidating. We've been, we worked in real life together, and an intimidating individual. Let's go to Cody. Cody says Chuck Norris was legendary NDAA commissioner. Corey says that's a Bratfest, Ryan, a Bratfest. The Irish Sausage Fest, of course, we're talking about. And I hope he shows up today, because I have to let him know the declaration, because again, he's just too creepy, Tater Tart. He's just too creepy.
He's very creepy.
I mean, you get a new female in here for 5 seconds, and he's already up there with the stupid smile, that big dumb European smile.
That big jump European smile.
Wait, he's European?
Yeah,
he's if you were ever around Derpy, you'd know he's Northern Irish.
Wait, he's Northern Irish and he's a Browns fan?
Right?
Exactly. Welcome to 3 weeks ago, Derpy.
Yeah, that don't make sense, and he's definitely what Ryan says. He's definitely.
You seem that you would think he would be a Steeler fan, being from Ireland and all. That's a popular team over there. The fact that he's not from Cleveland, the fact that he's not even from this country, and he chooses to like the Browns, always just blows my mind. And I think that's the reason why we keep him around. I can't really figure out any other reason. But as I said, I am making the declaration. Anytime there are women in the room, he must go in the other room, because he's freaking everybody out.
Like that's beyond fair. I'll put him in a 5-minute timeout.
All right, that's fair. Tater Tart. I was just wondering if maybe we could get Derpy and Tater Tart. If we could get Tater Tart here, put them both like in sumo outfits and make them wrestle like in a pool of mayonnaise or something. I don't know, something. Have those two go at it. I think it could be a lot of fun.
You know what? A pool of Hellmann's.
Hellmann's, yeah.
There we go.
Well, what do you prefer, Derpy? You prefer Hellmann's or Miracle Whip?
We'll just fight on Undisputed, the video game.
No. Fine, then we're gonna a kiddie pool full of lube.
Well, I was thinking also we were gonna make Derpy in both Tater Tot shit in a diaper,
yeah,
and then weigh it and see who's more full of shit. But again, it's gonna be hard because Tater Tart is all the way over in Europe. So unfortunately, he's just gonna continue to bother us online. But again, I do have the declaration in place. Mike, he is for now outlawed. Anytime there's any females in the room, I don't care who it is.
He gone.
It could be my mom. It could be my mom on here. I don't want him around.
That's fair. I respect that.
He's the vagina repellent.
He's the vagina repellent.
He truly, honestly is. Are we supposed to get anywhere with this guy? Cody says this National Dodgeball Association of America got you on that. RB says let's do an event with Derpy fighting Tater. See, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I need.
Cody says let's play the Derpy crash out clip. Mike, the Derpy crash out. Mike will pull that up. Tortilla, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Tortilla all the way from Sacramento, California. Tortilla Jackson. He says Chuck Norris was sacrificed in Vanilla's place.
I hate everything.
That was after the first draft pick last year.
That's how I'm gonna be if we draft another O lineman. I swear.
Oh, I hope we do, baby. That's how you win.
Okay.
And yeah, we had all of our picks. That was literally like right after we took our first pick. I thought it's gonna be it's gonna be okay, Derpy. But that was Derpy yesterday or last year after the very first pick of the draft. Somber, always great seeing you on the terrible board, my man. Cody says Seymour Butts. John is saying that Big John Stud middle name Mud is saying Derpy is a Steelers Buddha. Steelers Buddha. I like it. Let's scoot up a little bit more to Jen. Jen says there was 38.8 inches of snow here at my dad's. It started melting. Yuck.
No, that's got to be wet and gooey.
And, and it's just so weird this year. Again, like last weekend, it was 70 something degrees. And then literally within 12 hours, there was 4 inches of snow. Like what? That's like Middle East desert weather. They have like 150 in the day, and then it goes down to like minus 50 at night.
Yeah.
The extreme swings is crazy. Crazy.
I'm
lately.
not liking it. It's playing havoc on my this whole region right here.
What life is, or the weather, guys.
Shut up. I realized as soon as I did this without saying like my mouth and throat, I knew where you were going, asshole.
He said,
"You piece of shit! You piece of shit!"
You know what? And I have other plans for you as well. I mean, well, I'll get to that later because I'm planning on counseling you every week on the show. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a little later. I have been putting a lot of thought into this stuff.
Am I on a PIP? Am I on a performance improvement plan?
Possibly.
Sweet. That means I'm getting fired soon.
Aaron Jade says, here we go, Steelers with the Rockets, Mike. There they are. There are the Rockets. I couldn't be happier heading into the weekend. Always great to see Aaron. Cody says, you remember when Vanilla was high on Drew Aller? I think he forgot he played for Penn State at the time.
No. It's always been Fernando Mendoza over here, brother. Indiana Hoosiers. The Hoosiers.
All I want to know is how many more of these Big East the Big Ten quarterbacks are going to turn out to be a bust. J.J. McCarthy looks like garbage. Will Howard seems to be being looked over because he's a 6th-round pick. Let's see how well Mendoza and Allard do in the NFL. We always hear how great the Big Ten is. We will see how that plays out for them fellas. Tortilla says Cody goes to Penn State.
Ooh, wow. That's a dig right there.
Cody says this, if I die, erase my browser history. I couldn't agree with you more. That's the letter I'm leaving behind. So if you find me, Mike, just know I just start deleting everything by all means. Cody says this, Tortilla, your mom goes to college.
I don't know why that always makes me laugh.
Dude, it's the funniest part of the whole movie. That and when Uncle Rico takes that steak off of Kip's plate and throws it and hits Napoleon right in the face. Those two parts are the funniest parts of that movie, hands down.
Why you all sweaty? I was dancing.
Dude,
I like the bike jumping scene.
With jumping on the bike, yeah.
Yeah.
That girl, the girl next door neighbor, she's like, I'm trying to save money to go to school, and I'm trying to sell all this stuff because I want to go to college. And you just hear Kip in the background. Your mom goes to college.
I just want to pull up pictures of Kip and LaFonda and just talk about them all day.
I know. I wish there was a second one. They tried to make an animated version of that show eventually, and I don't think it worked out, but it failed. I'd love to see a second one. I think that they could probably do a pretty good job. Those are good actors.
It would have to be like their son or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think Napoleon John Hader could probably pull that part off. I just do. You know how sometimes you could pull that off even if you're older. Yeah. But the other guys, I don't even know if they're still alive. I just assume that they are. Let's get back on the board here, right here, where Tortilla says she went to college with Omar Khan. John says that was Derpy before the KFC contract signing.
Dang.
Corey says this from Jack Reacher to present day Jack Nicholson. Just Learning, always great seeing Just Learning on the terrible board. Chuck Norris, R.I.P. Cody says Browns fans got no game, just like their team ain't got no game. Tortilla says all the girls in Northern Ireland have high testosterone. Chad Schrader, he says, what's up, Ryan, Mike, and Derpy? There you go. Derpy in the house today. Let's scoot up here a little bit. Chad says, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. That's right, baby. All year, every day, right here. Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. RB says, no on Payton. Left-handed quarterbacks fuck everything up unless you do what Atlanta's doing in filling the room with lefties. Everything else has to reverse, and it F's everything up for a long time. I know it seems like that's good in baseball. You have a bunch of lefties, but not in football. Steeler Freak says this intervention time, Mike. Don't listen, deflect.
Exactly. You know what? I will. The more he brings up my drinking, the more I will drink.
Well,
Mama did not raise a quitter.
Well, I have options. For one, I have like 3 different things that you're gonna have a choice to do. So don't worry. the counseling isn't the only choice. You will have a couple other choices, but we'll get to that a little bit later, Mike. Let's go to right here where RB says this, as a former wide receiver, catching passes from lefties takes a while to get used to. The ball does different things. You're right. It does a whole different thing. And it's not just a spin. It moves different. I agree 100%. One of my best buddies was left-handed, and the ball just moves different. Like it with a baseball as well. When they throw it, the ball just does something different. I've never been able to identify, but it certainly does. Cody says Kip is Fernando Mendoza in Vegas. Keller Haas, hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Keller Haas on the board. Hope things are going well, man. Hope, I was visiting. I stopped by. I was checking something out the other day that your guys were doing. I'm glad to hear from you, Keller Haas. Hope things are going well. John says Irish chicks all have Catholic mustaches. I think you might be in the 69 with the wrong person if that's a mustache tickling around back there. I don't know. I'm just saying. Welcome back to the show, Mike. It's 69 days left till the big 1000 show. The theme for this week certainly has been and is going to stay 69. Keep that in mind as trivia does roll around later in the show, guys. 69. Let's get into it, guys. What the guys are talking about is certainly what RB is talking about on the board today. We're talking a little bit about a young man from North Dakota State, a quarterback, a left-hander, if you will. His name is Cole Payton. He has a visit with the Pittsburgh Steelers today. There's a recent buzz on Cole Payton, Mike. For some reason, he's rising up. His stock is rising as time goes on. Again, he's a southpaw. He's due to be in town today to talk to the Steelers. You have any explanation, any word on what the sudden interest in this no-name North Dakota State quarterback is, how it's bringing a buzz, Mike, certainly here in Western PA?
I don't know, to be honest with you. The way he's rising up the boards recently and being talked about, I don't get it. Yeah, I like his size, like 6'3", 230, not bad build.
That's not bad.
He has has some good movement for today's NFL game. Watching a lot of his highlights before we came on, because I thought we were never going to talk to this guy, because I was like, all right, I'm not going to watch anything. But real quick, just watching before I got on, he's more right now, this stage of his career, he's more of a running quarterback than a throwing quarterback. And what I noticed in some of the highlights, even though like his good throws, it still took him forever to figure out where he was going to go with the ball. Seems his first instinct is when anything breaks down, he wants to run and use his legs. He only started 1 year in college. He backed up for 2 years there. Finally got the keys last year. He played pretty well, like 70% completion percentage, with like 16 passing touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. I think 10, 11 rushing touchdowns. So he's still very raw. And maybe that's what teams are excited about, is like, hey, man, this guy has good athletic traits, arm, he can throw the ball pretty far. Accuracy wasn't that bad. He completed 70% of his passes, but you got to figure, though, that's not at the the old D1 levels, down at D2. So maybe teams are starting to think, hey, there might be something here. This is the diamond in the rough. If we can get our hands on them, we can turn them into something. But from what I saw and what I read, it seems long-term project. But you know how some of these coaches and GMs are. If I can get my hands on them, I can mold them. And I just don't see it with them. And of course, like I said, I only watched just a little bit before I got on, because I thought we would never look at him. So I didn't even bother anything for the past couple of weeks of looking at any of his film. But from what I saw and what I read, real limited, not that impressed with.
A couple of things that you said that caught my attention. One, it's not. I mean, that's not the highest level of competition. So, I mean, if his numbers aren't damn near dominant, that for one is a concern for me. Two, the other thing that you said, Mike, is if he's something that they see that they think that they can mold, and being the quarterback whisperer that Mike McCarthy is, and the coming in with the offensive mindset, perhaps they could have interest in that sense, to where they think that we have a raw talent. If I work with this guy for long enough, But again, at the end of the day, Mike, I think this is off-season news. I think this is somebody that the Steelers aren't going to touch in the draft. I could be wrong, but
Nope.
at the end of the day, Mike, every day there's news, and some days there's better and bigger news than others. This kind of just falls in that category for me today, Mike. As of course, Cole Payton is visiting along with 3 other players. Mike, just let me get these 3 other players' names out, and then I'll let you finish your thought. Also hosting today, Mike, the Steelers are going to be seeing Takaro Davis, the cornerback from Washington. He's 6'4", 194 pounds. He's going to be in town for a visit today, along with Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker from Texas Tech. He's 6'1", 231. And finally, Mike, Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech. He's a guard, 6'4", 316 pounds. Those 4 young men are going to be in town today for their pre-draft visits with the Steelers.
Yeah, Rodriguez, RB, if you're still here, I think what
He's
you and
raw.
Chop were talking about him a while ago in the group chat, and he looks like a pretty good prospect. The corner, 6'4". What are we trying to recreate? The Legion of Boom. The quarterback, I don't want no interest in. Like, to me, like what I saw from him in just this brief little research, it screams I'd take a flyer on him as an undrafted guy, but I don't want to use any of my draft picks on him. Rodriguez, I wouldn't mind taking in. Who are the other players? That the corner, and there was someone else.
The guard, the linebacker.
Oh yeah, the guard. We talked about him yesterday. I think Somber brought
Yeah.
him up, saying like he likes him as well too. I started watching some of his stuff. I like him too. Like, get him in the 3rd round wouldn't be a bad pick. So I like the guys they're bringing in, because they're some of the guys that we've all been looking at too, and it's just that quarterback makes no sense to me. Like, I can understand some of the other guys because at least they played at the higher division, at the higher level, and you can kind of see what it makes sense taking a look at those guys. But this guy right here, to me, it really doesn't, because he really didn't light the world on fire in that
You
division.
wonder if it's ultimately, Mike. You wonder if it's ultimately a chess piece and it's being moved again for. Again, whatever we believe the quarterback situation is going to be.
Yeah.
We don't know. But again, it just kind of does seem like very unlikely. And I don't know, maybe late rounds grab him or something. But at the end of the day, Mike, it could possibly be a number of things we don't know. But it is the story of the day. Again, guys, Cole Payton visiting North Dakota State. And again, 32 hours ago, I've never heard of this name. So today, it's the big name. Everybody's talking about it. RB is saying on the board, Cole Payton has a ton of arm talent, but being a lefty is a massive no to him. But again, Mike, I think next Tuesday or next Thursday or the next Friday or the Monday after, you might hear another odd name that you never heard before.
Yeah.
We're going to be sitting here going, why are they talking to him? It's just what it is. This is off-season news, a body coming in for a visit. I don't really put too much thought into it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But there you go. Cole Payton in today with three other young men to talk to the Steelers.
And I don't mind it too. You're doing your due diligence. Quarterback is a need, and if you think there's something there you want to take a look at and investigate more, go ahead and do it. But to me, it's a head scratcher.
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher it is. Let me get back on the board. See, let's get to what everybody is saying right here. I'm going to start right where John Steeler Freak says this. Mike, he says Thursday, there better be strippers for the 1,000. You know what? You're reading my mind. You're reading my mind. I was just online looking up a few things the other night, hoping that there will be strippers. It'll be good times had by all. Tortilla says this episode 1000 is just going to be Vanilla Thunder drinking and playing GTA. I thought that was his every day. Vanilla.
I can make that happen.
Also,
very easily.
Also, John says this. He says any kid who walked by fullback. A football in Walmart his senior year will be mentioned for the quarterback during the offseason. The media needs and that's exactly it, John. RB says Rutledge is an animal and Rodriguez is a friggin' stud, is what RB is saying, Mike, about two of them guys coming in for visits today. Also, Davis was a good this is also from RB. He says Davis was a good corner at Arizona State, I believe, but the move to Washington was not a good fit for him. RB also says this, Mike. We did get this one. He made the comment about Cole Payton. He has tons of talent, but being a lefty is a massive no to me. And then, you don't see many. You don't see many, and the ones that were great are few and far between. I mean, Steve Young was great, but Michael Vick, but he wasn't great, or
No.
it wasn't because of his arm. I mean, he could throw, but he's mostly known for his legs. And even Steve Young, to a degree, was known for his legs an awful lot. So again, the lefties, Mike, in this league, not many.
No. Like those are the only two that come to mind. I was trying to think like who else were left-handed quarterbacks.
I think one of them greats from the 70s. I don't know whether it was Fran Tarkenton or one of them guys. I'm pretty sure was left-handed. I just don't recall who.
It threw me off when I hurry up and throw in the highlight package just to get a sense of what we were dealing with. And like the first thing I noticed, like, oh God, he's a lefty. I like recoiled in horror because I don't like left-handed quarterbacks. It just looks weird to me.
Let's go to right here where Cody says this. Sometimes I take my trolling too far. Yesterday at my safety meeting, I thought it would be funny to answer all my questions wrong. Little did I know they were going to read my answers in front of everyone. I got to be honest, from all the stories we hear, I think Cody would be a blast to work with. Be out in the field, Cody, be out there cracking jokes all day, effing shit up. Cody says, and they failed me. Damn. Somber.
That's just humiliating on so many levels. Because like, how are you going to explain, like, guys, I knew the right answers. I was just fucking around.
Well, that's just like in school. You know what I mean? You're always kind of considered like a nerd if you have the, it's like raising your hand, I guess if you wasn't one of those people that didn't raise your hand in school, you probably aren't that person in your adult life. But people always got beat up when they knew the answers in school. I don't know. I don't know when that changed. Let's go to Somber. He says, I think Payton goes before the Steelers are willing to spend the capital. Let's go right here. Tortilla says, Cody said fire Khan in his safety meeting. That's why they filed. No, he's not in Texas. I guess it wouldn't matter. If he was here, they would have fired him. Jen says, I like that they are turning over every rock to see what they could find, fill in the holes in the roster, bring in as many as they can. Tortilla says maybe DK can catch a left-handed throw. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Also, I do want to say what's up. Hey, welcome back to Miku 5. Miku 5 says play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Ain't that the truth?
Talking about me and my liver?
Maybe. Because I'm going to tell you what the stupid prizes are, but that's going to be in a little bit. You just wait.
That's fucked up.
RB says, where did Derpy go? We don't know. He just floats around.
He comes and goes as he pleases.
The upside down is what Somber is saying. Let's get into some things, guys. Talking about some new additions. We did bring in players over the past month here. Once free agency started last week, Mike, a few new players. Rico Dowdle set on proving he could post a third 1,000-yard season in a row. He says, quote, I got to do it again. Now, this I think is interesting because he wasn't sharing time like he will when he's in Carolina. However, Najee Harris managed to get 1,000 yards every year while sharing time. Kenneth Gainwell wasn't able to do that. Of course, used more as a wide receiver. More of a wide receiver position. Mike, Rico Dowdle. And again, it all depends. There's so many things that you can't answer right now because you just don't know what you're going to see as far as coaching schemes, this and that. So it's hard to say. But again, he is trying to do what Najee was able to do every year, Mike, 1,000 yards. But my thing is this, if you have more weapons and you have more people to throw to, you're probably going to run the ball less. And just because we did last year, we ran the ball less because we had a couple weapons.
Yeah.
We got a couple more weapons. But again, different coaching staff. It could be totally different for what we know. We're still learning all that stuff, Mike. Rico Dowdle looking to go for a third straight 1,000-yard season.
See, he had this is kind of eerie. My God, his last 2 years, 235 yards or 235 carries, 236 carries, 1,079 yards, 1,076 yards. That's just tripped me out there. I did not realize his numbers were that similar for back-to-back years. I think he can get that, like 235 carries here in Pittsburgh. He might be able to get that. And Jalen as the primary backup only had 211, so that's a decent amount of split carries between the two of them. I think he can get it. It's going to be how well that the line plays in front of him. He was averaging like 4.6 a carry the past 2 years. Yeah, I think he can do it, man.
And again, I think it ultimately comes down to the offense. What's this offense going to do, Mike? And you bring Aaron Rodgers back, and he has targets. He's going to want to throw the ball. Yes, we did run. We ran the ball with a little success from time to time. But at the end of the day, you got to remember the quarterbacks. Whenever Najee was here running 1,000-yard seasons, was the quarterback play was inferior again to the 43-year-old quarterback that we would be of a conversation here. So again, at the end of the day, it's hard to tell. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. That he's going to be one of these team guys. And sometimes I just don't know if that's going to play out in his advantage, because again, you're getting a Michael Pittman Jr. You're also getting probably something young in the draft. Again, I think Aaron Rodgers, especially if he comes back, Mike, the guy's going to want to throw the ball. And Mike McCarthy, who won a Super Bowl with him, is probably going to want to throw the ball. And they know it's the last run for Aaron. So again, you hope that Rico could do it. It just doesn't seem like the most ideal situation for him to do it. However, I keep looking back and saying, well, you know what? Najee did it. And maybe Rico could do it. I don't think that it's not because of his ability. I think it's going to be because of how things are put together by the Steelers.
Yeah, the way the offense is going to run. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I think he can do it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he does do it right now. I think he's going to get that 1,000 yards, just because I think the offense is going to be more diverse, to where he might not have the same amount of carries, but might get some longer runs, because if teams are gearing up towards the pass and playing a little soft coverage on us, it can open up some more running lanes for him down the road. So I think he's going to do it, man. I think he's going to surprise us.
Well, let's jump back on the board. Let's go right here to I have to just make one revision before, when Miko said this. He says play stupid games with stupid prizes. He was, of course, referring to Cody.
Oh.
Cody giving the wrong answers, and in fact getting in trouble and failing for doing such, for intentionally giving the wrong answers on his exam. Miku says talking about the guy who answered the questions wrong. So there you go. Cody did fail it. You'll get it next time, man. You just got to try to not do the wrong answers. I think you'll be fine. Let's go to where'd Derpy go? We don't know. Somber, he sunk into his background and disappeared.
All I can picture is just that Derpy, man. He's just always fading in and out, man.
I know.
He's like a ghost.
You don't know if he's really sitting there or not. Sometimes he disappears entirely. John says a left-handed quarterback could allow Fatano to stay on the right. A possible advantage. Well, that's all start. What if that's the connection here, Mike? Let's talk about a left-handed quarterback to save our tackle position.
Well, he did have a left-handed quarterback in college, I believe. Michael Penix Jr. was his quarterback for 1 year,
true.
And he did protect his blind side because he was on. I believe Fatani was on the right side at that point.
Very true. Fair comp is what Somber is saying. Don't drink me, says Derpy reminds me of Patrick Starr. I can see it. Derpy. Let's go to John says Najee averaged like 68 yards per game. His 1,000 yards were not as big as an accomplishment. His yards per attempt sucks. But that's the yardstick to go by. 1,000. And listen, I'm not arguing. I acknowledge it is not what it used to be when it was 16 games or 14 games. But again, until they raised the bar, 1,000 yards is what running backs shoot for. And the fact that Najee did it every single year he was here, behind a bad line and a bad offense and a bad offensive coordinator and a bad coach and bad quarterback and bad everything. That was something. It was certainly something. I do want to say thank you to Cody for the super chat on the board, Mike. He says, fuck, did you guys see who we got? No, what's going on? What is going on, Cody?
Cody leaving us in suspense.
Let me move forward there, though. If Cody wants to let us know, Miko says this: never knew anything about anyone's liver either way. Wishing you the best of luck with that. Stay strong, my man. Men of Steel.
Thank you.
Concerned.
I think Cody's trolling.
Just concerned, like the rest of us.
I'll be fine. I'm fine.
The line sucked. RB says Najee was pure shit. 3.4 yards isn't impressive. I mean, but try to run behind that line that we had, and again with that offensive coordinator, and without quarterbacks. I'm just saying it's an accomplishment. It's an accomplishment. When Saquon Barkley went and did it on that really good Philadelphia team, people talked about it. The fact that Najee did it on a team like we had, I think would be more impressive. But that's just me. Yeah, he hit 1,000 yards for 3 seasons in a row, almost double the carries than the rest of the league. Somber says he was available. More than we can say about our backs in the last, decade. John says Derpy is currently wrapping his female DoorDash in bubble wrap.
Oh, he probably would.
I don't know what goes on over there in Ohio, and I don't want to know. Always talking about building walls and shit. That's where they should put a wall right between Pennsylvania and Ohio. Keep the stench out.
I would push back on that, but
Cody, there's your answer, Mike. And I do want to say thank you one more time.
That's great, Cody.
These nuts. Sommer says Cody is so bored. Let's check out what RB has to say. He says the line wasn't great, but a 240-pound halfback dancing around and trying to run like with some CJ2K or some shit instead of just putting his head down and getting north and south. I agree. I mean, you see when he broke away, I can think of one particular run against the Raiders where he was running down the sideline. When he got in open space, the guy moved. It wasn't, again, more impressed than I certainly am with Caleb Johnson running in quicksand, and we'll see what happens with that project. Let's see also RB says this, guys. Najee was afraid too much wear and tear, and now he's out of the league after 5 years. Scoot up here. Cody is so bored. Corey says this. He says whenever Derpy orders from DoorDash, his driver requests no contact.
Derpy!
Najee looked fine at Alabama. I agree. I never had a problem. And again, it was nothing was quite good on that team. But he was still accomplishing his numbers. So what else do we got going on, Mike? We do, while we're talking about new players, again, we were just talking about Rico Dowdle trying to get his 1,000 yards once again. Mike, this is something that on the defensive side of the ball that said that Jamel Dean makes this comment, Mike. They're talking about the identity of the Steelers. We know that the offense is going to be physical with all these big wide receivers and big tight ends. But, Mike, also on the defensive side of the ball, Jamal Dean says that they want us in their faces. They want us up in their faces on the line during coverage. They're going to be physical too, Mike. Are we going to get a little bit of this physical Steelers football that we all know and love back this year with the new coaching staff, offense, defense? Are we just ready to go? Because that was the plan about 5 years ago. Go out and start bullying people.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the personnel. Maybe just didn't have the personality as a team. Is this going to be more finesse with the West Coast style offense, or is this going to be more of a physical team as it appears to be, and they continue to build this roster?
Yes. You're going to have some finesse on the offense, but I think you're going to have a lot of physicality. Yeah, that line, man. Your top 3 odds on that line all play real physical ball, and then Jalen Warren, he's not afraid to lower the boom. Dwaddle's not afraid of contact either. You know, 2 big physical receivers. It's going to be a physical offense, but there are also going to be some finesse to it. You know, with the routes that they're going to run, and I think this defense is going to be even more physical than we've seen it in the past handful of years. You have Jamel Dean, Quan Brisker, Jalen Ramsey, guys that are not afraid to lower the boom. They're not afraid to get up there and mix it up. And even when Elliott gets back in, he's not afraid to lay the lumber. So I think we're just going to be trying to beat the shit out of people. Like RB said the other day when he was on, some team we might lose some games, but those teams are going to know that they got their ass beat. to get that win.
See, now that's what I like. That's what I've always loved about the Steelers growing up, and it's always been that way. And they kind of lost their way recently. But here's my question with these additions, of course, Jamal Dean, everything that we just did this offseason, Mike. What is stopping a Buffalo from coming into our town and running a 250 yards right up our right down our throat again this year, Mike? Because again, a lot of defensive back help, a lot of moves going on in the secondary. But at the end of the day, when you look at what where we really got killed was, again, Buffalo coming to town in an evening game, a night game, and just running down our throat. There was anything that we could do to stop them. This wasn't a great running team. This is a team that has a good quarterback. It didn't probably even need to run, but they ran it down our throat. What was done so far this offseason? I mean, at this point, if nothing was done, we're going to sit around and say, well, we're going to probably draft this person to help this person to help that. But at the end of the day, what has been done, Mike, in detail to what we've done this offseason to help change what happened to us against Buffalo at home that night game last year?
Yeah, the only move personnel wise was bringing in Sebastian Day. That's been the only move on D line. We brought back Atiuomo. That's it. So they better be beefing up that position in the draft because it's still a need. Even when Derek Harmon is in there, yeah, when he plays, teams are only rushing 89 yards on average against us, but he's only one guy. We need.
Well, Mike, we have the best defensive tackle in the league, according to some sources.
I know, right?
So if you have
that's where they run every time too.
So you have the best defensive tackle in the league, and Harmon, who has good percentages when he's in there. What am I missing? Why are the teams running 250 yards is insane.
Yeah. Now, like Corey brought up, like it was a scheme. He's saying, Corey's saying scheme issue, not talent on that run defense. That could be another thing with Patrick Graham coming in a new defense, new defensive scheme. Where that clean things up, you would like to think and hope that will. But on paper, we only added one guy, and Day's not just. He alone is not going to be enough to stop some of those teams from running on us like they did, like Baltimore has, like Buffalo has in those big situations. We need to address this again in the draft. I want to see 2 more defensive linemen in this draft. I don't get one in the 3rd and one in the 5th.
I'm sure you will. Again, I mean, we need defensive linemen, and the fact, again, we only picked up Sebastian Joseph Day in the free agency. Says that we're probably going to be certainly grabbing depth pieces to hopefully be starters moving forward again, Mike, because Cam is getting up there, and again, not a lot done.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to look at your inside linebackers as well. And what was done at the inside linebacker to change that as well? Nothing happened at the inside linebacker. You thought that there was rumors that Queen was going to move. It's looking like that's not going to happen. So again, at the end of the day, just curious on what it is that we're going to do to stop that run game. As again, you can't get, you want to go to the playoffs, you want to win a playoff game, you want to have January success. Well, guess what? The teams that do that aren't letting up 250 yards on their home field. It isn't happening. That's something that the Steelers need to fix amongst other things. But again, one thing that we cannot do is directly flip it from last season to this season, because you can't. It's a whole different personnel, whole different coaching staff as far as your coaches. So again, it's going to be very interesting to see what McCarthy and company do to try to figure out how to stop that run game again, Mike. Because again, if you want to be a good team, you got to be able to stop the run. That's first and foremost. You're not a good team if you don't. So it's going to be interesting. I do believe that you're 100% right, Mike. I could see them going at least 2 defensive linemen in this draft.
Yeah, I want Dante Corleone just because I love his fucking build. He screams 3-4 nose tackle, just put him in there, and then he gets someone else too in that position. That's more of a guy who can play inside, outside on the D line that can move around, but definitely get someone like a Dante Corleone and then another longer, bigger bodied guy, kind of in the same physical mold of like Derek Harmon, Cam Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, someone in that type of build. Get your short little fat guy, and then get the big muscle guys.
All right, let's get caught up on the board. Lots of things going on the terrible board today. I don't want to miss anybody on this Friday heading into the weekend, Mike. Let's try to keep up on it. Let's go right here to RB. RB says this: Derpy would run for 1,500 on those Alabama teams. Harris averaged 5.1 a carry before contact. Jen says refs won't let us play bully ball unless maybe it's replacement refs.
That's right. We might get some replacement refs this year again
to make their mark. Somber says, I wish YouTube had animated emojis. Pack of Cools 100. There ain't Pack of Cools 100.
That's a great name.
Love the name. Welcome back. I recognize that one for sure. If legit left tackle is at 21, is Cook able to move to left guard, kill two birds type of thing, Mike? I've never even thought of that.
I think Cook is more of a. They view him as a tackle. They like Spencer Anderson at guard. So I think Cook, for like his athletic ability, he's better suited at tackle.
Great to have you back. Great seeing you, Pack of Cools 100s. Somber says this, Mike. I would spam the yapping emotes so much I would probably get banned.
The only one who gets banned, or I don't ban anyone. I just put them in timeout. But I want to put you in timeout.
It's got to be a legit reason, like with tater tarts scaring all the girls away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
or like then someone kept going after. I think someone kept going after Somber the other day or someone else. I was like, no, I was tired of it, so I put them in timeout.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting they're almost got a little too personal. So it's like, no, that you crossed the line.
Let's check out what RB is saying right here. He says Najee had the acceleration of one of those uke dump trucks, and for whatever reason, he forgot he was 250 till mid-December. Corey says, I think that the run D last year was a scheme issue and not a talent issue. I hope that's the case because we have the same exact talent. If they come in with a different scheme and fix it, I mean, that's 100%. It's going to be 100% right. But at the end of the day, again, the inside people, your 3 on the front line, 2 in the middle, they're the exact same. And if we played the Buffalo Bills and the Bills did the same thing, it would be the exact same people trying to defend it still. So again, we better hope that it was scheme and not personality or not personnel, because again, you can't let up 250 yards. You can't. You can't. You just can't. Let's see. John says Harris has no vision or natural instinct as a runner. That can't be learned. He is done. And there's Somber. He was inserting the yapping emote, Mike. Tyrone, JPJ is the GOAT. Tyrone, the GOAT, is in the house. Great to see you, brother. Hope all is going well in Western Ohio, baby. I was going to say checking out some NCAA, but his team got eliminated. So, no, you like Kansas. Or is it Kentucky? Kansas. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're doing. I'll have to check up on that. Steeler Freak John says New York Giants are looking at Harris now. And they're another team that's very active. It's going to be interesting to see how the Giants turn out, Mike.
Yeah.
Some of the new names, the neighbors, the darts, the Scadaboos, new coach. They're kind of getting a lot of stragglers now in free agency. Very interested to see how the Giants turn out because, again, they are the weak team in that division, Mike. So are all these moves going to help them against the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Commanders once season starts? It's hard to tell, but they are certainly not going to be bad due to lack of effort.
No, they're trying. I give them credit. And Harbaugh's bringing in the guys that he wants to bring into it. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. I just fear that Cam Scadaboo's not going to be the same after he comes back from that injury. But I do
normal like people though. But if you're you have no regard for your body.
It's true. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He's willing to literally have his leg cut off after year 3.
That's what I'm
saying. Hey, I played in the NFL. Hey, there's my leg. I had it hung.
He might be a very different story, but again, Mike, as you said, his career will probably be short because of it. RB says Day will be an improvement at defensive end on the run. I hope to God they aren't going to put him at nose. Cody says, I don't understand how 1,000-yard season is good for your number one quarterback. 1,000 yards is an ass, 58 games for 17. But with that being said, I don't disagree. But look around the league and see how many running backs don't even get to 1,000 yards. That's why it still is the benchmark. I mean, whether the number lost value over years, which it has, look at how many guys do it and how many guys don't. There's still a lot of people running back ones that don't get the 1,000 mark. So Tyrone says they can play all around. He said, at least that's good. Yeah, absolutely. RB says Cody, he got almost double the carries as the league average. It's not all Najee's fault, but he also wouldn't run to a guy of his size for 3/4 of the season, and that hurt him. That's what RB says. Tyrone says vision. Harris had no vision and was slow. Somber says James Conner, 4 years, 466 rushes, 1,800 yards, almost 1,900 yards. Don't drink that. Cody says this. Maybe we should just draft the Miami of Ohio quarterback and see what happens. What the hell are you going to get from a Miami of Ohio team?
What the fuck's a Roethlisberger?
What the fuck is a Roethlisberger? What's a Red Hawk or whatever the hell they're called over there? Tortilla says Justice Thunder. Steeler freak. I don't think the Steelers are done inside. You know what? I hope they're not, because again, is Patrick Queen going to fall apart because he don't have it, Mike, or is it the scheme in the game plan put together that's going to put him in the right places at the right times to make the plays that you were used to seeing him do when he was in Baltimore and being a Pro Bowler and all those things? So again, it's going to be really difficult to turn from one page to the next, even with a lot of the guys, Mike, that were here already, because a new system is a new system, and it's going to be interesting. That's what makes that's what's going to make this really interesting. Actually, who knows what the hell is going to happen? At the end of the day, I think we land on our feet. That's the best case scenario, or worst case scenario, in my opinion, Mike. I think as long as we land on our feet and we can somehow build something to show that there's some moving forward, some progress, because once you kind of get that, then you could build momentum.
Yeah,
it's with this walking in place, even with not just the players, but the fans, everybody, it feels like we've been walking in place. Any kind of progress, any kind of moving forward, I think is going to go such a long way, certainly for the fan base in Pittsburgh, Mike. That's why I either say get another win on top of the 10-7, or get into the playoffs and win a game. Something has to happen positive for this team. In theory, I just really feel that most people will feel better about things if that in fact happens. You'll get the narrative if it doesn't happen. Well, it's the same team, it's the same Steelers. You brought in an old coach, blah 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 blah. So again, I want to see some kind of improvement, and I think you can, Mike. I don't think there's any reason this team should be any worse off than they were last year. And again, that was a 10-7 season. They were sitting in the 3 seed for quite some time in the playoff race, Mike, and I forget how it played out. I don't remember if us or Houston got the higher seed. But again, here's the Pittsburgh Steelers with all the problems they had, sitting at the 3 seed in the AFC late in the season. So, if this coaching staff comes in, it is somewhat legit. I don't know. I mean, if they don't come in and shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? If they come in and are somewhat competent and legitimate, and the defense looks good and the offense looks good, and these players can get it done, I think that they can easily. I mean, not easily, but I think they can certainly get 10-7, Mike. But again, I want to see a little bit of I want to see them land on their feet and a little improve.
Yeah, like 10-7 is starting to become the floor for the Steelers, and that's just kind of where we're at right now. And you're hoping that these signings that we got and the new coaching staff and this draft will push us up over that hump, get us out of the first round of the playoffs, because that's where we're stuck right now. We're always like, Rooney competitive, and that's going to get you into the playoffs. Can we actually become NFL competitive to where we're going to be a threat into the playoffs? That's what we need right now. We need this coaching staff to get us over the hump. The last coach, he just stalled. We keep stalling out. Can this coaching staff jumpstart this organization to get us back to where we once were? That's going to be the key, man. And do we think Aaron Rodgers can do that in his last year? Do we think Will Howard can do that in his first year as a starter next year if they go that route? There's a lot riding on this season.
Absolutely.
There's a ton. There's a ton. You didn't fire your coach moved on, but now it's like, okay, we left us, in a decent spot. The cupboard wasn't bare. There's a lot of talent on this roster. I'm just hoping McCarthy and his new staff can unlock their potential because this team's close. You can see the talent. It's can now they maybe these coaches will be better and we can unlock that talent because we need something here because like you said, man, it's getting tiring finishing in the same spot. You just know every year coming in, okay, we're going to go 9-8, 10-7 out in the first round. Can we at least make it to the second round and lose there? I just want a playoff win at this point. It's getting tiresome. I like watching my team win in the regular season, but I also want to see them win it in the playoffs at some point. That would be nice.
Any step in the right direction, any step in the positive direction, I think is going to be big for Steeler fans. And I you got to realize that we're probably not going to win a Super Bowl this year. It's probably out of the question. But at the end of the day, Mike, to see us put a competitive team to at least keep our head above water like we have, and then make a little bit of progress, I think is what we should look forward to. At least year one of the McCarthy year. And you know what? If he could exceed that, if he could go beyond that, then super. Then we have really something to cheer about. But at this point, just again, land on your feet, keep your head above water as we have been for the past 20 years, and again, try to advance things a little bit further for something to build on moving forward. I think that would be acceptable for Steeler fans. And guess what? If you could do more again, maybe if you land the neat championship game, people are going to be thrilled and really believe in this team moving forward, and we go from there. So it's going to be very interesting. As you said, Mike, a very, very vital year for the Steelers. We've been saying it all along, as this is a very, very vital offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we've been saying all along. Let's get back on the board where Tyrone says we play tonight. I thought it was Kansas. All right, cool. Got the Jayhawks tonight. Hope they win. I hope they win for Ty. Somber says Harris 40 time is like mid 4.5s, just like Jalen. Tyrone has been watching NCAA wrestling. It's so dope. Also, Cody says, that sounds like a personal problem. If you can't find the hole, you're never going to get it in. Jen says, Cowboys fans whining about Harbaugh turning the Giants. Do you ever notice that Cowboys fans are constantly whining?
That's all they do.
Well, I mean, they whine about the Giants. They whine about the Eagles. They whine about – we don't whine about – listen, we always say on this shit, I'm not afraid of Baltimore. I respect Baltimore. And we're not afraid of Cleveland or Cincinnati at all. Compare that to how the Cowboys fans, they constantly with the whining in that division, Mike. No wonder that team never. That's the only team that hasn't been in the NFC Championship game, Mike, since 1996. Every other single team has the Saints, the Panthers, the Cardinals, everybody.
They historically bad franchises.
Yeah.
And my God, Jerry Jones. Owner / GM. I'm glad Art Rooney doesn't think he can be a GM.
Yeah. Let's go right here to Cody Manson. Tortilla says Cody Manson. John said a playoff win with Rodgers has little upswing because his days are numbered. So I think John is saying it's going to be hard to take that continuity over to the next season if Aaron Rodgers plays a big role of getting a playoff win for the Steelers this year, because you won't be able to carry that over because the quarterback will be different. So I get what John is saying. Definitely a vital draft. Yeah, for sure, Somber. This is, again, we graded very well in the free agency. We did really well putting a coaching staff together. So if we could hit a home run at the draft, I think that, again, that's probably the best case scenario of all the things that could have happened. Would we have liked to have more? Who knows? Probably. But at the end of the day, this draft is going to be huge. Just 34 days away. Just Andy Russell days away from now.
That was a deep cut right there on Andy Russell.
Russell. I had that ready yesterday. I knew I had that for 24 hours. I was going to use that. Let's see. Right here to where John says it's a playoff win with a young quarterback would mean something to me. And I totally, by going off what we just said about your last message, I totally agree and understand what you're saying, because again, then you could carry that over and you could begin continue to progress in the right direction, where again, how much of the progression will be carried over if you go from Aaron Rodgers, who knows what he's doing, knows what he's looking for, knows the looks, knows the reads, knows how to you take that out, you might do well. But then Will Howard or whoever comes along and they don't see this, they don't know that, they don't know this. So again, the point that John's making, that carryover, the possibility of just building on that next year changes drastically by changing that quarterback situation. So point very well taken, John, as always. Great comment. A few things, Mike, as we do get ready to move forward. We're going to talk about quarterbacks here in the second hour. But before we do get into the quarterbacks, there's still a few other things I do want to mention regarding some of the new additions, of course, to the Steelers. Some people that are maybe Steelers down the road. But let me jump into this one first. Mike Brisker. We just talked about who was it? Jamel Dean. He says that they want us to be physical. Mike, this Brisker says this. Of course, Jaquan Brisker comes over from Chicago, originally from Gateway High School right here in the City League in Pittsburgh. Mike, also at Nittany Lion at Penn State. Brisker says he sees a lot better of a season for himself in Pittsburgh. He sees a lot better of a season for himself in Pittsburgh, and I couldn't agree more, Mike. Just for the topical reasons, you're coming home. You want to play good football.
Yep.
You were a Penn State Nittany Lion. You were played at Gateway. If you were a Steeler and a successful, you're going to be Jaquan Brisker. You know what I mean? He's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You get guys like this, Mike. A lot of times they don't pan out. I mean, Mike Logan was somewhat successful to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, he was what he was. You know, Derek Moy. A lot of these local guys get that shot and they don't make it. All the way from off the top of my head, a couple of them guys from Aliquippa, Javon Askew Henry, like he was a Steeler briefly, then on to the XFL. Just a bunch of names from around, and they just don't get it done. So if Jaquan Brisker, Mike, he can capitalize on this, you could really become a big fan favorite in Pittsburgh. If that is your background, because again, Yinzers love.
Oh, we love a hometown player.
We love Yinzers. And again, Mike, if what he's saying, he says, I could see a lot better season ahead for myself in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
and he's a guy who last year 93 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. His 4 interceptions on his career. He's 7 sacks on his career. He's always there to make a play in the secondary. He's not afraid to hit. His first 2 years in the league, 104 tackles, 105 tackles. He's a physical player. Now you put him on a secondary that, theoretically should have 2 lockdown corners. Then you got Deshaun Elliott coming back. You got Jalen Ramsey back there. He's going to have a lot of freedom because he can play strong safety. He can play free safety. This might be the best year in the pros for him. I think he can be a ball hawk back there in the secondary. Let him play a little center field because he can do that, and then he can also just lay the lumber on these receivers and running backs. Man, I think he's going to be a fan favorite here in Pittsburgh. The dude just does not care who you are. He will fucking lay you out. I love it.
I love it too. We will certainly take that. And again, we certainly are rooting for Jaquan to have success here in Pittsburgh, Mike.
I wanted him the year he came out, but I think Chicago took him like one of the first couple picks in the second round.
And he's still, I mean, come on, you're in your 3rd year. You have 3 years in the league. You're hitting your stride. You know what I mean?
Fifth year, entering year 5. Sorry.
All right, well, whatever it is, he still might get an age where he's not old. He's still
26.
He might say to himself, you know what? I played for the Bears. It wasn't ideal the first few years. It got a little bit better last year, and maybe come in with a new outlook and really step it up and again have that kind of career here in Pittsburgh that would make him a fan favorite, Mike. But again, one thing you know about the pros, especially anymore, if you have a lot of good DBs and a lot of good secondary, teams are smart now. They're not going to throw at you, or they're going to do what your weaknesses are, and our weaknesses is stopping the run. Certainly, from what listen, it looked good at times. The Miami team that was having the best running attack of the year when they came to town, we shut them down like it was nothing. Yeah. And then again, Buffalo was able to do what they did. So again, people know that until we fix it, people will continue to do that. And that's probably something that could keep us from advancing in the playoffs and other things. So again, stopping the run has to be a priority. It has to be. It can't not be. Randy Wagner, what's up, man? Always great seeing Randy back on the board. He says, I believe our Steelers are already an improvement from last year. Staying healthy, that's the key. Absolutely. And injuries are so long and drawn out now. And I don't know if it's just because we're more educated of the injury, but now it seems like the most basic injury. It takes forever for guys to get back. So it's a crapshoot every year. It really is. Let's go to Corey. Corey says, I bet Brisker leads the league in interceptions while in Pittsburgh. That'd be fantastic.
Ooh.
Somber says this also let the Bungles run all over us. And our secondary let them pass all over us too.
Yeah, oh God, that first game, my God, we can do diddly poo.
I just remember how frustrating it was. We tried 10 different things and nothing worked. They just kept hitting Chase and he just kept getting the ball and running, and it was insane. John says the Steelers need to assume risk and stop putting their defensive players in a conservative scheme. They must change up and look different than the past decade. I couldn't agree more. Also, Mike, the Steelers we talked about the trip to Georgia down at Pro Day. Steelers did have dinner with Georgia Zacharias Branch. I know this wasn't a favorite thing for RB to hear, just because I saw him in Chop this morning chopping it up on the group chat, Mike. Zachariah Branch having dinner with the Steelers. Any water held to this?
Could be. Yeah, they wouldn't surprise me if they took a look at him. He's a smaller receiver. You just let your small, quick guy walk out the building. It wouldn't surprise me if they're looking for a replacement for someone who can do the things that Calvin Austin could do, and that you would envision in the offense outside of the big-bodied receivers and the big-bodied tight end. He can be their quick speed guy. That might be what they're thinking in that move right there. But he caught a shit ton of screen passes in college. How many are we going to throw in the pros to him if we get someone like him?
Or, I mean, for one, George Pickens, pain in the ass out of Georgia. Broderick Jones out of Georgia. Why don't we stay away from these Georgia guys for a while, Mike? It hasn't been anything good for us. I mean, they won, all these championships in a row. You think plucking guys off of this roster would be a good thing. However, again, George Pickens just after, so long already gone. And we're still on basically day one with Broderick Jones. So again, I don't know. Just maybe keep clear of those Bulldogs for a while. I don't know. It isn't working so far.
Nah, you can't let past failures from a college.
Yes, you can.
No,
absolutely.
Because what if you miss?
Why don't you want Carson Beck? I mean, the guy got him all those championships.
Just because I don't think he has NFL talent.
Well, you know what? He's going to be in the NFL, and he's been a national champion, so he's going to prove you wrong on that. But
I don't think he's going to be he's not an NFL starter.
Oh, you don't think that Will Howard is either? And we drafted him, didn't we? So there you go. Exactly.
I think he can be a bottom starter, like a top 25.
As a starter in the NFL, that makes you one of the top best 16.
But is that number 25 starter going to get you anywhere?
Guess what? 31 quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls every year, so it doesn't matter how good you are. Point being, Georgia has not went well for us, Mike. Again, both players, the high-profile players, certainly were busts. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Let's jump back on the board to where Somber is saying he's basically a mini Debo Samuel, but faster. John says this: when so many NFL players say the Steelers have been the easiest team to prepare for, that should get absolutely. And I'm still reading that. I read it this morning. Somebody said, I forget who the article was. It was said the Steelers were one of the most predictable teams to play, but one of the harder teams to beat. So, just saying they were tough. And of course, the Steelers always do have the toughness. But at the end of the day, Mike, I forgot what I was saying because I was reading ahead.
Oh, so you pulled a derpy. You went ahead and lost track.
Because I've only done it once in the last 950 episodes.
Nope. I'm calling you
900. Nope. All right. I'm going to continue to call you out then too. Let's do this. I'm ready.
I know you're itching for a fight all of a sudden.
I am itching for a fight.
Like, what did I do?
Well, you was doing all those mean things that you said to me the other day. I have to get even. That's the only way I operate.
No, I would never.
That is how I operate.
That would never call anyone.
I have to be even. If I'm not,
no, that's fair. Oh, trust me, dude. I'm the same way.
All right. Just as long as you know. Let's go to M Towns. M Towns, welcome to the show. Welcome to the board. Washington is a Bulldog. Let's go to Steeler Freak. Been the easiest. Yeah, that's what it was. The schedule. And that's what the guy was saying. They're so predictable. And how many times have you heard somebody say that about the Steelers? They're just so predictable. So hopefully that changes as well too, because you change up that's a whole nother aspect of the game. Now I just don't have to try to figure out how to tackle you and beat you. I have to figure out what you're doing, which in my opinion it's a big part of the game. Very, very, very predictable, the Steelers. I've heard as many times over the past few years. John says, "Careful, Mike, careful."
I didn't do a damn thing.
Corey says every pass is a no-look pass for Beck. Top tier. That's what I'm saying. The guy could throw a ball backwards and hit a guy. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with you.
QB1 right there, boys.
There he is. There's
QB1.
your quarterback. Chip off the old block.
That's my quarterback.
That's dad. That's the Carson Beck's dad. Chip off the old block. Look at him. Look at him.
Thing of beauty. Thing of beauty.
That's the face I see when I think of a girl looking over and seeing Tater Tot smiling at him. Smiling. That's the face I see. Free vanilla. John says Ryan is going into wife beater mode. Mike beater mode. John follows it up by saying Ryan gets a yellow card. Cody says Mike knows all of them about them Penn State guys. He sure does. He sure knows about
all. Because I got to scout them for my Indiana Hoosiers. I need to
all
know
them Penn State guys.
Need to know who's coming up.
Let's get into some more things. Mike, I'm going to go into quarterbacks for a couple minutes here. This was not going away. I wish that it would, and for whatever reason, it keeps popping up on social media, Mike. Well, listen to this. Philadelphia backup Tanner McGee now should be on the move to Pittsburgh since the Eagles signed Andy Dalton. For one, what the fuck is wrong? What does that even mean? Listen, if you wanted a quarterback that was anything out of these guys, I would have taken Andy Dalton. For what's a Tanner McGee? And who cares about a backup quarterback, Mike? We're looking for a starting quarterback. Why does this continue to keep coming up with this Tanner McGee, this backup from Philly?
Let's get
we didn't want Kenny Pickett. Why would we want Tanner McGee?
Yeah, let's get another 6th-round quarterback to groom to be a starting quarterback. No, I don't want Tanner McGee. He's a backup quarterback. That's fine. He's a backup quarterback that intrigues people. He's not the answer at starting quarterback. I'm sorry. Like, if it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, or Mason Rudolph, one of those three will be the starting quarterback of the Steelers. A Tanner fucking McGee. We don't need to waste draft capital.
Why that name?
Why
Tanner McGee? I just don't understand. There's a million backups out there. There's a million people. Why is this Tanner McGee from Philadelphia is the one that keeps popping up?
It's because in 2024 he played 2 games and went 30 for, completed 30 out of 45 passes for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's it. That was the Eagles team that won to the Super Bowl. He was on a stacked team when he got those garbage time snaps, or fill-in snaps. So no. On
that note, we might as well get Kenny. He's a Super Bowl winner.
Exactly. And at least Kenny Pickett was a 1st-round pick. This guy was a 6th-round pick. There was a reason he fell to the 6th round. Kind of like there's a reason Will Howard fell to the 5th round. These guys are projects projected to be backups. I don't want a quarterback that was projected to be a backup or a fringe starter to be the franchise guy.
He even has a name like a backup.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can't imagine Tanner McGee, the Super Bowl champion. It doesn't feel right. He feels like a backup, Mike, to me. And again,
I just know it would just be another guy in the room. I just don't know.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Mike. But with that being said, somebody who played kind of well last year, Mike, also, this name isn't going away. He went 5-3 as a starter last year, 62% completion, 1,721 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. There was a game late in the season against the Buccaneers last year where he had 373 yards and beat the Buccaneers in a 29-28 win. Like, Kirk Cousins is the name that also will not go away. Realistically, he's not out of the loop yet, Mike. I agree with what you said. I think it's either going to be Aaron, I think it's either going to be Mason, or it's going to be Will Howard. But at the end of the day, if there's an outside name to me, I think that Kirk Cousins is that guy.
I hate to say it, but you are probably right. He's probably option 1 if Rodgers retires,
because again, he's a vet. He knows what he's looking at. He knows what he's doing. They kind of want that as the team improves all together around him, Mike. And as Tortilla and Yuck, I agree. We don't want him.
And he'd work on the cheap too, because the Falcons are paying a shit ton of his salary. So
There's like 15 teams paying him right now. He's insane. He's insanely smart. The guy has he's making like $1 billion.
Every contract he's ever had has been guaranteed. The dude's I want him to negotiate any contract I have going forward in the future, but I just I don't want him anywhere near the quarterback room. Yeah. Atlanta's paying him $22.5 million, so we'll get him cheap.
And then also saying Towns, Towns on the board. Mike saying, could Cousins be our Brad Johnson? Could Cousins be our Brad? Here's where I think that the disconnect is. We're saying, if Aaron's here, we're gonna hope things go well, and if we can maybe win a playoff game. But when we're talking about Kirk Cousins, people start going, well, we're not going to win a championship with him. Well, we're obviously not going to win a championship with Aaron Rodgers, according to your argument, but we're totally fine with him. Mike, what do we not like about Kirk? Again, I know all the arguments. I know what we've been saying over the years. He's going to do a lot for you in the regular season, not so great in the postseason. Isn't that kind of on par for what we were okay with? Again, doing really great in the offseason and maybe getting a win in postseason. Why are we so against Kirk Cousins, Mike? I am, but again, I just want to know what the general thought process is, because at the end of the day, it's probably not that different than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly. It won't be that much different than Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be even less mobile than Rodgers is back there. If you have questions about the left side of your line, I don't want Kirk Cousins back there, because he's not going to be able to extend the play the way Rodgers was, a handful of times last year. It felt like. No, I don't like Kirk Cousins at all. I have never liked Kirk Cousins. He's been a stat merchant, and that's it. He's not going to win you big games. He's not going to show up in the clutch.
Aaron,
he's going to disappear in the playoffs.
And we're happy with Aaron coming back. Again, he didn't win big games.
I'm not happy with Aaron coming back.
Well, I mean,
either of these guys.
These are the best case scenarios.
Yeah, these are the best case scenarios. So, like, if I'm sitting at the Steelers front office and my boss is telling me we got to be competitive, and the one quarterback who we had last year that got us to the playoffs retires, all right, I'm going to go to the next old guy up that's the best available on the market, and it's going to be Kirk Cousins. When deep down inside, I kind of want to see probably what the quarterbacks on my roster can do with this new system. Does Will Howard have anything? But no, we're going to run out Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to run out Kirk Cousins, just because we want to remain Rooney competitive and not risk a year to find out, like, does this cat that we have anything, so we know what to do going forward.
Couple things. Let me get back on the board. I see some interesting takes here. Let me go back to right here where our BRB says Debo is 167 pounds. Cody says Tanner McGee going to Arizona to start. LOL. Mini Debo, Somber is saying. Corey says he wouldn't even make the team here, talking about Tanner McGee. Of course, McGee. Let's do scoot up here. Somber, Tanner isn't coming here unless they plan on drafting someone late. It's just Jalen, Tanner, and Andy. Cody says this. You remember when Pickett tackled himself? Cody also says Tanner McGee is the whitest name I've ever. That's what I'm saying. You have to have one of them really white names to be a backup quarterback. Because even Jacoby Brissett sounds awfully like a Jehovah's Witness to me at the end of the day. Yep. But that's just my opinion. Let's see. Yuck Tortilla says yuck about that. Could he be the next Brad Johnson? We got that. Tyrone, I hope not. Please, A-Rod over Cousins. John Steeler Freak says Tanner McKee hunts with Duck Hodges. Does he really? Don't let Yinzers know that, Mike.
There's a Pittsburgh connection. We got to get him.
Got to get him. He hunts.
The Ducks is the greatest quarterback we've had since Ben Roethlisberger.
Somber says Tanner can hunt gilfs if he wants, as long as it's not in Pittsburgh.
Speaking of gilfs,
I'd rather sign Zach Wilson. John says this. We're discussing levels and degrees of success with these quarterback names, but not a trophy. Back to a fan's definition of success. I mean, that is the only, again, this is the big news of the day. It is off season. And again, we're building up to that draft, guys, coming in just 34 days. Mike, we'll be back next week, and we're going to be in the 20s, if you can believe that, in the 20s away from the draft right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania next month. Big things going on, Mike, the biggest sporting event in Pittsburgh history, expecting almost up to 1 million people. And again, you've been on the North Shore, and when it's a Steeler game and there's 60,000 people, it's packed. Now times that times more than 10, at least 11, 12, 13 times you're multiplying. So again, plan accordingly. Let's go to RB. He says Tanner McGee is greater than Will Howard. Corey says, crazy idea. If they can't offload Cousins, what's the likelihood they trade Penix to Pitt where McCarthy can get his full potential? I don't think they know what they're doing down there.
Yeah, because they cut Cousins and then they bring in Tua. And then Penix is supposed to be their long-term project. I don't want Penix either.
They have no idea injury what they're
doing. They traded up to 11 to draft him. What the fuck? Or traded back to 11 to draft him. That was the one of the most perplexing moves in the past 5 drafts.
Cody says this, Mike. He says, I agree with Vanilla. I'm not happy with either coming back. Steeler Freak says, Rooney won't start McKee type quarterback anyway. Tyrone, Tanner, McKee, no, thank you. So sorry, what Tyrone is saying, and then Tortilla says, does anyone even know what college Tanner went to? I had to look it up. I do not.
Stanford. I had to look it up too.
Two of what Cody says, and Corey also says this. Oh, they cut Cousins. How much dead cap was that?
$22.5 million.
And Tortilla says Tanner McGay, guys. Also about quarterbacks, and then we are going to move on. We have a couple more topics to get into, as a matter of fact. Here, Mike, this was said about Aaron Rodgers by Big Ben Roethlisberger. Of course, we know that name only because we know of Miami of Ohio. Otherwise, we would have no idea. Just kidding, Mike. This was said from Big Ben about Aaron Rodgers regarding everything that's going on as of late. He says, I know Aaron's got to be happy Tuesday on his footballing podcast. This is what Ben said. He says, how's Aaron not coming back when you have those kind of weapons? Like, what are you doing? There's no way he's not coming back. No way. I don't see how he doesn't come back, end quote. Mike, is Ben right, ultimately?
I believe so.
I think so, too.
Yeah, because you're getting in head coach in an offensive system you're intimately familiar with.
And that's a big part of it as well, Mike. It's the familiarity. If you go
the comfort and familiarity.
If you go get Cousins, you're starting over. Yes, you have a different coaching staff, which is a start over situation. But then if you go out and get a different I mean, Aaron knows everybody. He knows you know what I mean? It's almost going to be like starting over again. Yeah. If you bring in Kirk Cousins, and again, it's not going to be a long-term thing with him. It's just going to be so. If you could go with one of the two, I think just the less of the two evils for everything would be Aaron Rodgers, just because again he's familiar, he's been here. Again, Mike, I don't love Kirk Cousins. I think it's a possibility. I think it's an outside possibility, but I certainly would lean toward Aaron if I have to go with one of them two, just for that reason, maybe alone. Again, he's familiar with guys.
Yeah.
Knowing people sometimes is half the battle, and knowing what people think. And Aaron's not a dumb guy. He learned a lot about a lot of the people on his team last year, I believe.
Yeah, and now you have 2 top flight receivers to throw the ball to. Now you got, again, 2 really good running backs. And, if he needs that safety valve to dump off to, I think, he has that familiarity with Jalen Warren to where he can fill in that Kenny Gainwell role. So all signs are pointing towards Rodgers coming back. But, my God, if he retires and they bring in Cousins, I might freak out like Derpy freaks out.
I'd love to get that one on tape as well. Let's go right here to where Cody says Tua. I thought you said two of. RB says the only reason I'm against Cousins is it appeared last year that his arm fell off a cliff. It was never a cannon to begin with, but early in last season it looked bad. He always had a smart arm, and I like a smart arm, but at the end of the day, you have to have other things as well. Corey says, this moron shaking my head. If a team is willing to lose $22 million off of a cut, then why would we want him? Good point. They did get their Tua, though. Tua's going to be one of these guys that Mike, it's such a big thing. Atlanta got Tua. And you know what? It was such a big thing when Miami got Tua and he didn't do shit.
You suck for Tua.
So why, you know, I don't know why Atlanta's getting excited. He's going to suck there, and then probably in a couple of years he's going to go somewhere else and suck, and they're going to get excited about him. He'll probably be in Arizona next. They'll need a new quarterback in another year or two.
You know what? I forget who said it on the board, but they can have Tanner McGee out there in Arizona.
Yeah. Cody says this. I think we should get two of the best wide receivers. We should get two of the best wide receivers in the league. Like it. Also, John says I wouldn't bet on Rodgers staying healthy this year. One thing that I will say about that, I didn't think he was going to stay healthy last year because of his age, and again, his Achilles snapped basically, a year and a half before that. But he even after breaking his wrist, that mug still showed up. He was off that 1 week. He was off the Chicago week.
Yeah.
But you know what? He still showed his ass up the following week and the rest of the season. So, that's not a big concern of mine. I mean, it's always a possibility of somebody getting hurt, especially at that age, coming off of a couple big injuries like he has, Mike. But it's not really a concern of mine. He's somewhat durable, Aaron Rodgers, at least from what I've seen so far. Again, Mike missing very, very little time on the broken wrist when a hammy can keep you out for weeks.
Right.
He literally broke the bones in his hand, and he was back out there playing again the following week, Mike, after that 1 week off.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying that he's a Superman by any means, but just as a fan, I dig that. I like the fact that he was tough enough to get back. He was tough enough mentally to where he didn't have to let it play on for a week. Oh, is he going to be back next week? What's it going to be? Is it going to be, he came back.
Yeah, and from what I remember from out his career, he's never really missed a whole lot of time with injury up until the Achilles blew up on him. So he's been a durable quarterback, but he is getting up there in age.
Did you say he's an adorable quarterback?
He's a adorable quarterback. He's kind of adorable back there.
You love the way that his eyes bulge out.
They flutter.
Let's go
when the perks hit, and you can tell when the perks hit when he doesn't want to be there, and they're going to have a bad time, like before the Seattle game. He had that look in his eye. You're going to win or lose just by the look in his eye.
Cody says this. I need to get to a work. Cody is on a roll.
You guys are rough.
Somber says Hawk Tua. I miss her. Where has she been? I like the Hawk Tua girl. Let's go to. I heard the wings in Atlanta are better when you have CTE.
Everything's better with CTE.
Steeler Freak says Tua be or not Tua be a quarterback. Tua Dum Yinzers. I like it. Look the endless possibilities, Mike. If Tua would have just came here in our name.
I know, right?
Somber says the guy sacked himself. He's clearly fragile physically. We'll see how long the mental can override the physical. And that's why I'm saying, I mean, he's got little life left in him. And I could see him squeezing another year out. And again, at the end of the day, that seems to be the best case scenario, which is insane. Cody says, I got my fantasy team name for next year. John says, Derpy is a Tua boat captain.
What the fuck is going on?
Don't drink that. Cody says, or Corey says, Beck has puppy dog eyes if he were a pug. Or if let's get into some new things, Mike, some different things before we do. We still got some time. Let's get into some stuff here. This one here caught my eye this morning, Mike. Caught my attention. It did. And you're going to see why in just a second. Chase Claypool put out a short compilation video on Instagram that featured some of his highlights in a Steeler uniform with a song sang by Rihanna, Where Have You Been? Anticipated return to the NFL, or the Steelers could be in the cards, Mike, for Chase Claypool, who tore his tendon and his ligament in his toe, has been out after a subpar performance, obviously, to start his career. Mike, Chase Claypool, Steeler highlights, where have you been? Instagram. I mean, it's like decoding the Bible with these people nowadays with their social media. What is this saying, Mike? Is this an indicator of anything, or is this Chase Claypool just posting stuff?
This is an indication of Chase Claypool has realized finally that he threw his entire NFL career away and is now trying to get back into the good graces of someone. I don't know why. I don't know who. And if he thinks he's going to come back and play for the Steelers, like, dude, you haven't done anything in the NFL since your first 7 games your rookie year. Yeah, your career's over and it's done, and you have no one to blame but yourself. You go to Miami loaded with weapons, and you can't make it onto the field when they were just throwing the ball all over the place. Your career's over and done with.
You know, in his defense, Mike, his only success did come with the Steelers in those first 7 games, as you mentioned. As a matter of fact, he looked fantastic. I thought this was going to be a monster. He had 6 touchdowns in his first 7 games. He was catching passes, he was catching touchdowns, he was doing jet sweeps that were successful, Mike. And then, like a lot of things did with the Steelers at that time, it kind of hit a brick wall. But at the end of the day, Chase Claypool, again, putting up these cryptic messages. This one was on Instagram. One more time, Chase Claypool put up a short compilation video on Instagram that featured some of his highlights in a Steeler uniform, while the song by Rihanna, "Where Have You Been," played, Mike, as there is some anticipation, I guess, by some people for Chase making his return again after the tendon tear and ligament tear in his toe.
Yeah, you're the Steelers are not signing you back. Do we have a UFL team or UCFL or XFL team?
We did, but
yeah, that'd be the only way he would come back.
Let's go right here where Somber says Cody started it. LOL. Cody always starts it. Somber says, "Oh God, I saw that." LOL. Claypool. Tyrone says, "No, please. Tortilla's ready to send him off to Iran." Somber says, "Bro, panhandling for a job." Tortilla says, "I wouldn't even trust him on the Wendy's Frosty machine." That's a good one. Somber, please, sir, any spare roster spots? Let's go right here. Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead.
Tortilla says, how easy does he think we are? Bro, better take us to dinner first. That's really good as well. Corey said the effort set a record. I thought so. He was scoring like crazy when he first got here, which was insane. We thought we got him. We got one.
We got a guy.
He set rookie record for touchdowns, and it was within their first 10. It was like 7 touchdowns in their first 10 or something like that, if I'm remembering right. You're right. And Sommer says, put him on the girls' flag football team. One more thing, Mike, we're going to get into before we start rounding third on the show. This one here. Always about Cam and his comments. Yesterday he was saying that you don't even know what my brother's role was here, so you can't not like him. It's always something with him. You can't have an opinion with Cam. He's got to tell you. He's always going to tell you what to think, like with his brother. Who cares? We know what he did. We watched every week, just like you from the sidelines. Most of the time, watched the game every damn week. So this is what Cam says this time, Mike. It is equally as stupid, but for a different reason. And I'll explain why it's stupid. It might not sound stupid at first. It might even sound like a good idea at first, but I will get into why it is stupid in just a moment. Cam Hayward says also in his latest podcast, Mike, that Pittsburgh should get a NBA or WNBA team, which has been said many times in my life. Yes. However, for as many times this has been brought up, people should know that it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It's the same reason that Cleveland's not getting a 4th team. It's the same reason that Cincinnati's not getting a 3rd team. It comes down to entertainment dollars. Listen, if there could be a sports situation in Pittsburgh that we could have taken advantage of and put a black and gold uniform on people and made a bunch of money, we would have did it. Believe me.
Oh, yeah.
They tried with CBA back in the 90s with the Pittsburgh Piranhas, the ABA back in the day. They've tried many a times with basketball in the NBA, and I'm going to tell, and again, Cam, he should know better. Cam should know better. And it's the entertainment dollars. Pittsburgh doesn't. What they do is they multiply. There's a formula. You take all the medium amount of money that people make in a city, in the surrounding areas, and then you take what a roster makes in the NBA, and you put all these numbers together and crunch it out. And there's just no way that Pittsburgh is the size of a city that could support and carry 4 major professional sports teams at any given time. It's not financially possible. As I said, that really smart people sit down and they figure this stuff out. And again, I would have thought if Cam he's been here for how long? 30 years now, it seems like.
Yeah, he would
at some
know
point
this.
he may have heard this at any point. Yes, we would love to have an NBA team. I'd love to have a WNBA team. But at the end of the day, it's not going to happen. The money isn't in Western Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is bigger. Look at the population of a Philadelphia. People say, well, look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is considerably bigger in population than Pittsburgh is, and they do have 4 teams. New York has 30 teams, but they have more people in that city than anybody in Los Angeles. So again, you wonder why the Cubs and the LAs and the Giants, the Chicago's. This is why. We're never going to get an NBA. We, again, have a hard time supporting 3 teams. Now, if they're good, we will get out there, but the money's not there. And again, at the end of the day, Mike, it's hard to carry the Pirates because they don't win often. And, you start to see how it plays out when teams don't do well. So now you're going to have to hope that four teams can continue to stay successful all the time to be able to even keep it afloat. Cam Hayward, Mike, on some old shit. Pittsburgh should get a NBA or WNBA team.
It would be awesome. Those games are fun to go to and watch. Every NBA game I've gone to have been fun and enjoyable. But
they're great to go to. I agree.
Because the action's always going on. There's always something happening. Keep your attention. But like you said, like the entertainment dollar, it's not feasible here at all. It sucks because I think a team could be supported here, but economically, it's a non-starter.
That's exactly it. It's not.
What do you expect from someone with an Ohio State education? If you want a good education, you got to go to Indiana.
There you go. Let's go to. I got to scoot down here a little bit. I'm going to go right here. Somber says, "Yeah, I'm about done with Cam. I know. Can't he just go away?"
No.
And then they keep feeding us the bullshit that he's the best defensive lineman. And why does nobody call that out? I remember
everyone buys it because everyone just looks at the highlights from him.
Everybody says the the same people that say the TJ Watt ain't it. They turn around and tell you that Cam Hayward is the best defensive lineman in the game. Between the two, I think TJ is certainly better. But again, Mike, Cam Hayward just won't go away. And here's the thing: every time you play a primetime game, it's right across the bottom of the screen. Why does nobody outside of Pittsburgh bring this up? Why does nobody say he's the number 1 defensive lineman? That's crazy. Because I would agree with him 100%. That's insane. The best defensive tackle in the league?
I just don't see it. Like there's, that game against Baltimore to help us seal the playoff berth. Yeah. That was one of the best games I ever saw Cam play. He played start to finish with heart, determination. And then
he chased down Derrick Henry down the sideline. Yeah. I never thought I would see that.
I know, right? That's what you and I were like, oh, God, this game's over. Cam's the only one hustling. And he kept that intensity up through the whole game. But then come the playoff game, where was he? He disappeared. And that's my biggest issue with Cam has always been his consistency from game in, game out, and in the high-level games. He does have those great games where he dominates and that everyone talks about for weeks on end. Then when he has 2 or 3 games back to back to back where he doesn't do anything, no one says a fucking word. And then he'll bust out with a big game and everyone's going, see, look, he's great. He's very inconsistent.
He can fool you if you're not a Steeler fan because you don't see him consistently, but you see him week by week, you realize what you have, and you realize he's not the best defensive tackle in the league. As Cody said on the board here, he says the team has literally got worse since Cam has been here. Let's stay on the board. Let's keep moving along. Somber says he's so freaking emotional. He's just so emotional.
He is.
Corey says he's the reason why we used to use the jet sweep so much because we got 1 touchdown off the jet sweep against the Eagles and never looked back. Matt Canada boy, he was like, we're on to something. I got this jet sweep, guys. You're going to love this. John at Steeler Freak says this. Ham Hayward is looking for clicks for his podcast. There's Tater Tart on the board. Hope you're ready for the weekend, Tart. He's, of course, from Northern Ireland, the resident Browns fan. Tater Tart on the board. Cody says it's like my old general told me back in Nam, man. 100 of you are going in, 99 of you ain't making it back. Tortilla, Cam can't count past 4. I'm not surprised. Cody says Chase Claypool put out his Uncle Rico tape. Let's go right here to Tortilla. He says next year Cam is going to say Thanos was right. Tater says Con finalizing the deal for Brady Cook.
Jesus, Tater. Troll.
Cody says the team has got worse since Cam got here. Tortilla, Browns finalized a deal with North Korea. Mark Malone. Hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Mark Malone. How you doing, brother? He says this, the guy played more snaps than any other defensive tackle in the NFL last year. That's crazy because he always seems to be on the sideline when I see him.
We're getting blocked 30 yards downfield by a guard.
Well, that night, and I guess if you missed work all week, you don't have to practice all week. You got all kind of energy on Sunday. Let's go right here to RB. He says the NBA could be the Pittsburgh Poonhounds. The Poonhounds. Let's go to Jen. Jen says, I'm here. What's up, Jen? Always great seeing Jen. Welcome back.
Jen.
Jen says, I can handle myself. Bring it on. I can handle myself. Bring it on, Jen says. Also, let's go right here. Tater says, no women here. Yeah, I got a bone to pick with Tater Tard.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I was going to skim right over it, but Cody kind of brought it back up. Cody says earlier, he goes, Tater's here. All the women left. Now I got to tell you what Cody said in response. Tater said this. He goes, no women in here, Cody. This channel is a big shit fest. See, now that's the problem. This is where the problem is. Tater Tard. Every time a woman comes in here, you get all weird. And you start like smiling at them all weird and being all weird. I don't know, like yesterday, there was a new lady here, and Tater Tart had to be the first one, and he had like all these creepy hearts and everything else. He's like, welcome. Just that weird, I don't know. And he did it to Lindsay too. Every time there's a woman here, he chases them away. It's not a sausage fest. It's not a gay fest. It is a North Ireland
Yep.
sausage fest. It's because of Tater Tard.
Yeah.
He's scaring all the chicks away. So Tater Tard, I'm gonna have to. I don't want to do this, but I have to put you in timeout when there's women in here. I just do. You're repellent. They see you
in the corner.
They run out of here. I mean, it wasn't as soon as he wrote a message to her yesterday, Mike. She was gone.
Yeah.
So I got to make some changes. He's trying to make it a sausage fest, I think.
I think he is too. He's a hater.
Or he's really gay. And he just wants
He
wants to be around guys all the time. Squeege says this. What's up, fellas? Guys, last night I looked into the 1940-41 Steelers season. Would be great discussion. It's absolutely unheard of what happened that year. What was that, the Steagles?
I think so. I think that was the year of the Steagles.
The Steagles. Oh, yeah, that's really interesting for sure. Mark Malone, he gets wore out from never leaving the field. LOL. And again, when you don't practice all week, you better have energy on Sunday because the guy has all week off on. No wonder he keeps playing. If you get to only play in the games and don't have to practice, I'd keep playing too. I would have continued playing football if I didn't have to practice. They would have just said, "Hey, you can play in the games on Sunday." He should be full of energy. He should be out there outrunning everybody. John says the past decade of bad draft picks didn't help Hayward or TJ. That is the true root of the Steelers' current and past problems. Somber says Browns just finalized a deal with Derek Watt at quarterback. Tortilla, damn, we should have thought of that. Also, Tortilla says Tater got that. He does. He has that Carson Beck riz. That same look that Carson Beck gives. Mike, show that look that Carson Beck gives when he sees a lady that he likes. This is what Tater Tart. Now go to the other one.
Oh yeah.
This is Tater. This is you when you try to be sweet with a girl. This is why they run. Let's go to Tater. Reminds me of the guy on Ted that tries to kidnap him. Ted is great. Love that show. Don't drink that Corey says this. He says, "Hey, I'm Tater. Want to see the helicopter?" That's basically what it comes down to, guys. They run. They run out of here when they see him. They come in there having a good time. They're laughing, talking. He's like, "Oh, hi." You could feel it. I could feel the vibe.
Yeah. Tater's that guy. Like if you had like a girlfriend or like even just like a female friend, like you cannot bring them around him.
And he just
always going to just try and like stare at them, hit on them, make them feel uncomfortable, think they're being charming and funny and flirty when they're just being very creepy and rapey vibey.
That's what I'm getting to. So that's the way that's going to play out moving forward. Because again, he scares every girl out. So we have to do something.
Jen's going to handle him here in a minute. She's going to put him in his place.
Jen says, "Hang out with the Browns. Hang out in the Browns chat and hit on your own shit face." Somber says, "Tater's the guy from Superbad who hit Seth with his car." So you guys on MySpace? Jennifer's feisty. I like that, is what Tater says. Also, Tortilla, every girl Browns fan has to serve in the military for 5 years. Somber says, "Oh, Lord." Also, Somber says, "Have you seen my baseball?" Tater, you see my baseball? Steeler Freak says, "Urban Dictionary to Tater, when a creepy guy from Ireland uses his ma's phone on a podcast to passively hit up on chicks looking for attention." And Corey says, "From the dog pound to the doghouse, you filthy pervert." Tater, that is you. Tater says this, "Jennifer, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends?" See, this is what because Jen's fun and she can take it and she can fight and she can give it back. But what about like the new people? Like the other day with that female, he gets really creepy really fast. And I think that's what really weirds people out. Solid Tater roast session, level 1 complete. Where are we at? What day is this? What planet are we on?
I have no idea.
Tortilla Tater probably finds a lot of dead birds in the alley. All right, I guess where are we at? What are we doing? What day is this? What year is it? What planet are we on? Mike, now it's time to dish out your punishment. This is your options because of your drinking problem. Now, one thing, I can't stop you from drinking. So all I could do is just try to make the situation better here at the show. So these are your options. A, to make up for how mean you were, you could do one of 3 things. A, you could take my counseling once a week on this show. I will counsel you once a week to monitor and to keep up with your drinking habits and your anger. Due to it, you could do that. That's A. You could either do have my counsel one time a week, and it's going to go on for several weeks. B, you could do the show next week, all week, with no shirt on. That's B. Or C, you could hit yourself right now, like smack yourself in the face really hard, and that will make it all better. All you have to do is just hit yourself, just smack it really hard. So you have all 3 of those options, Mike, and it will all be behind us. You could either A, let me counsel you, B, do the show shirtless next week, or C, hit yourself to make it all go away.
Tortilla just asked if he can help Vanilla with his punishment. So what kind of help is Tortilla offering? I need to hear Tortilla's input before I can answer the question. And we're definitely nope.
John is saying this, Mike. 4, take jealous shots out of Derpy's belly button.
Nope.
I find that fair. Okay, that's D. You could take jealous shots out of Derpy's belly button. Corey says we're on Planet Nebrew. Let me grab a couple more of these messages here real quick. You think about it. You just sit there and think about what you've done. And then we're going to get to you in just a second, Mike. A, counsel for me weekly. B, shirtless Mike, which I think if anything brings back the girls, that would be it. C, you could hit yourself really hard in the face. Or D, take jello shots out of Derpy's ass crack is the new revision.
I tortilla help equals beer, so I get to drink beer on the show. I am going with
You do that
tortillas
anyway.
option.
What? No, see, it's not even.
I
It's
don't
not
drink
even.
beer on the show.
You have. So that is Tater says, I love you guys. We love you too, Tater. So as Mike contemplates what's going to go down, again, very reasonable options, I would have to say. He'll think on that. Let me grab one right here. I did see another message come through. Ronald, I want to say what's up to Ronald Albright. Always great seeing you on the terrible board. Why do you think no team has signed Dwan Jennings? I would have thought New England would have by now. Jennings must be really asking for too much money. He popped up about a week and a half ago, Mike, his name. Haven't heard much about it ever since. Dwan Jennings, what's his deal?
I don't know. He might be asking for too much money. You know, he only had like one really, you would call damn good year. And it was 2024, 77 catches, 975 yards, 6 touchdowns. And followed it up this year with 55 catches, 643 yards, and 9 tutties. And before that, he didn't do a whole hell of a lot. I think he's probably wanting more money than teams are willing to pay for him. There's got to be.
Is he?
He's 27, I think. 28, yeah. So I don't know why no one's really signing him. It's got to be the money because he's a productive pro. He really is coming on the last 2 years in San Francisco. It works well in that system, but got to be wanting more money.
Everybody from that team seems to work well in that system, don't they? Why does anybody else that goes anywhere just you know? I mean, you wouldn't suspect Brock Purdy would do great in a team with a different system.
Yeah.
And, people weren't jumping out the windows to grab Debo and again Brandon Ayuk with that whole thing, and now Jennings. Very interesting. With that group of guys. Cody says this, or make you worse. It's a 50-50 shot. Cody says he's vanilla. I'm a psychiatrist. I can help. Listen, you think
you can help or make me worse? You know what? Like Cody. So Cody and Tortilla have been a better help than you have with these punishments or solutions.
No, see, they're not because they're not helping you.
Hey, they're very much helping me.
I'm the only one.
They're helping me move to stay.
I'm the only person that's willing to help you. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to put you in positions where you drink more and you'll be even meaner. And you'll see what I'm saying. I am the only one that's trying to help you. And you're just looking at it ass backwards.
No. I think you're the one. You see, you're the crazy person. I'm the sane one. They're the sane ones.
Well, listen, I'm not going to acknowledge. I'm not going to deny that I am. I'm just going to say that you sure as shit are too.
Well, yeah, I'm not arguing that, but I think like the most sane people the two most sane people I know are Tortilla and Cody. They have never steered me wrong in life.
Tortilla says I support Tortilla. Jen sends that Cody. Didn't you fail your safety test? How can you keep my? That's what I'm saying. Come on.
He didn't say he was going to keep me safe. He said he's going to make me better, or I would get worse. Nothing about me getting hurt.
No, he literally just said, Mike. He literally just said, I am a psychologist. I can help you.
Yeah, but nothing about keeping me safe.
We're not. Nobody wants to keep you safe. I don't even keep you safe. I'm just trying
I know. I don't even want to keep myself safe.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to punish you on the air and make it humiliating. And you know what? Let's do one thing.
Is it really humiliating if you really don't care what anyone thinks?
I don't think you're
what
gonna
I do to myself.
If it comes down to one of those things humiliating, I don't think you'll do it. You won't take your shirt off. You won't hit yourself in the face hard. You won't do what John says. So I think it actually has to come down to me counseling you every week at the end. But listen, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'll let you answer, but not quite yet. We're getting there. Ralph, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Ralph Williams on the terrible board. He says, hello, interesting to see what's happening in the draft. Absolutely. Just 34 days from right now, Ralph. It's going to be here. Believe it or not. You know what else is going to be here? The website in about 3 seconds. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about it?
Dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got all of our social media over there. We got articles by me, Chop, RB, a bunch of draft stuff over there. Check it out, guys, at Dumyinzers.com. And maybe there's some more topless photos over there of Vanilla Thunder. You don't know until you go take a look.
I think that everybody just wants to see if all those tattoos are real from that picture that you always put up. They want to see what's really going on under there. That's what I. Yeah. See,
It's true. It's damn true.
We need the real picture. I want a real picture. Let's. Derpy is my safe word out here in Vegas. That's what Sean said. Derpy is his safe word. So we got a little something for that.
Derpy.
Mike, let's do go check out the website, everybody. www.d2dumyinzers.com. That's www.d2dumyinzers.com. Lots of cool things over there. As Mike was saying, he's been doing a lot of work. Check out his mock drafts on Monday. Also, check out articles from Chop and RB guys. Got all kind of good stuff over on the website. Go check it out. www.d2dumyinzers.com.
Check it out.
Cody says this. He says, "Hey, I passed the second time." He says, "Who was the 5th president of the United States?" Herbie Hancock. Herbie Hancock. Guys, I mentioned it earlier. It's going to continue to be a 69 themed week, Mike, as it's been all week so far. Of course, Sebastian Joseph Day comes here, takes 69, and every day, Mike, the number has not left us. So today is not going to be any different. Think 69 while thinking about the daily trivia. Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody at home, put on your thinking caps as well. It's time to get into it. And again, this is, of course, connected to the number 69. Here we go.
Nice.
Zach Banner briefly wore number 69 in 2018 due to an equipment error before switching to what number? Let me do it again. Let me read it one more time. Just so we don't get it wrong. We're all on the same page. Zach Banner briefly wore number 69 in 2018 due to an equipment error before switching to what number, guys? If you think you know it, if you have a guess. If you don't, throw a guess up anyways. You might be right, guys. Zach Banner looking for his number. Jen is saying number 72 on the board. Let me do a couple things, and I'm going to get back to your thoughts on that, Mike. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
I'm seeing Tortilla has 72 up as well, Mike. This that might be a lead. Let me grab a couple comments here as we get ready to see what Mike has going through his head regarding this trivia question. Durfee is John's safe word out in Vegas. Somber says free vanilla titties. Ronald Albright. Ronald, what's up, man? Of course, I just had one from him as well. He says, so guys, since most of the people who attend the draft will be Steeler fans, what phrases do you think they will tell the Ravens are announcing their pick? You know what? After that could be. I just think that there's going to be so many people. I don't know, because at the end of the day, think about it. If we put 60,000 asses in a Steeler game, and there's going to be 800,000 people. I mean, there's going to be people from like everywhere, every city, you've seen drafts, so
it's going to be nuts.
It is going to be nuts. It's going to be a madhouse down there. I think some people were coming to town and expected to be a huge Pittsburgh experience. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of people, and there's going to be people from everywhere. So at the end of the day, who knows? That's a good question, Ronald. Jen says 72. Tortilla says 72. Cody says a lot of people spend 8 years in college, yet they're called doctors.
Did I hear a 9 in there?
No, dummy.
Going from a walkie-talkie.
Bill Cosby, of course, is Cody's answer, as always. Dude, what's up? Afternoon. Always great seeing Dude on the terrible board. Nobody wants to know what's going through Mike's head. Mike, everybody does not.
So mean to me, Jen. So mean.
Nobody knows, Mike, but I want to know, what is your thought process as we look at this question of the day? Let me read it one more time. Zach Banner briefly wore number 69 in 2018 due to an equipment error. Before switching to what number? So the number he ended out getting to, Mike, again, Tortilla, different guesses here. Jen, everybody's saying 72, a couple 72s. Mike, what's your thought process?
Yeah, I'm going with 72 as well. That's the only number popping into my head. I think that's what that overrated extra offensive lineman that everyone loved, tackle eligible loved, wore. So yeah, I'm going to go with 72.
I love Guy Wimper. I just love the name.
Guy Wimper, he should have gone by Guy Wimper and played wing for the Penguins.
D Wimp. John says Security better be tight, dude. It's going to be, but you're right with everything going on in the world right now, man. Crazy timing on everything. Mike, so you're going to stick with 72. That's your final answer.
Final answer.
All right, 72. Lock Mike in. You were locked in. Question of the day. We'll give it another second or so in case anybody else wants to throw any guesses up there. If you know it, throw it up. Again, the question of the day. One more time. Zach Banner briefly wore the number 69 in 2018 due to an equipment error before switching to this number, guys. I'm looking for the number that Zach Banner switched to that particular season. Of course, 69 being the theme this week is what the question roots from. Mike says 72. Tortilla says Rashard Mendoza. Let's go right here. Tortilla says 72. Jen says 72. Mike says 72. Dude says 68. So there you go. Some 72s, a 68. Mike, you went with 72. So let's see if you did get that right. Mike, the question is, Zach Banner briefly wore number 69 in 2018 due to an equipment error before switching to what number? Mike says 72, and that is his final answer. Mike, the answer to the question is, of course, 72. 72 is correct.
Well done, Tortilla. Well done, Jen.
Let's see. So there you go. 00. The question was, Zach Banner, what number did he switch to the year that he briefly had to use number 69, Corey? And the answer was 72. 72 on that. Great job, guys. Mike, so now it comes to the time. Are we going to see shirtless Mike all next week? Is Mike going to putt? Is he going to hit himself, which I think would be the best case, the funniest thing? Will Mike take shots out of Derpy's upper ass crack?
No, it was belly button.
Okay. You want it, you got it. Or D, you could be counseled by me weekly here on the show, and I'm going to monitor your anger and get you back to the days before you were angry because you drank so much. Mike, what is it going to be?
I think I'm going to accept your gracious offer of counseling me. I can't wait to see how this goes.
All right.
It is free. There's no copay or anything.
I was really hoping that you was going to hit yourself, but because I don't have a plan beyond that. I thought it was quick. It's easy. He could do it. It'd be a nice laugh for the show. But I guess I could counsel
I was thinking the counseling thing would be a great bit for the show. So we were both thinking. Right. No, Jen.
No,
Jen.
I think we can have a vote. Isn't it?
No, this is not a democracy.
It is a democracy. Now it's a democracy. As of right now, I'm making a declaration. So you're going to stick with the weekly counseling, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I want to see how this goes.
All right. I'll put it together this weekend, guys. I don't think you'll be disappointed. We're going to counsel Mike weekly until I feel that he's all better. Let's get back on the board, Mike. Some more messages popped up. I don't want to miss anybody again on this Friday. Jen says D, all of the above. Dude says, what's your live schedule? We're Monday through Friday, dude. As of right now, it's usually listen. I'll explain it. It's an 11:30 start officially. However, in the off season, we do shrink it a little bit. So as of right now, we do start at 12, and it usually does go to roughly 2:30-ish, give or take. So those 2.5 hours from noon to 2:30, and then once football season and other big events start happening, camp, preseason, it will get back to 11:30 starts. But as of right now, it is 12 o'clock to 2:30, a little bit after sometimes. That is our daily live schedule, Monday through Friday, right here. D, all the above. I love this idea. Jen's always come up with great ideas, Mike. I don't know why. I don't know why you keep shutting her good ideas down.
Don't get me wrong. I love Jen. Jen is great, but she's not an idea gal today. I Cody and Tortilla. They were idea guys. Like Jen had a bad idea. Like
I love the idea.
No, I love the participation, but some good ideas, Jen.
Ronald says this. He says, let us all send our prayers out to Chuck Norris family. Absolutely. And as I said this morning, I seen it this morning. Matter of fact, Chop had it on the group chat. It says, because all the Chuck Norris jokes you hear over the years, the one that Chop had up, Mike, was Chuck Norris died 20 years ago, but death now just built up the courage to tell him. Chuck Norris, everybody, did pass away this morning in his 80s. And another person, Mike, from our youth, gone.
Fuck you, Chuck Norris.
Well, that was really weird.
No, it's a line from the movie.
Oh, what movie?
Dodgeball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cody says this. He said, I just know that you usually say untimely, weird things. So I didn't know if it was your drinking was acting up or the lack thereof.
No, it was
Okay.
not. No.
Okay, that's all right. All right. Let's go right here. It's raining outside, and you have to use electric tool. What should you do, Cody Silva? Hold on, it's moving on me here. I gotta see what's going on. Cody has a joke here, but it's involving his own name. He's talking in the second person. Let's see. If it's raining outside and you have to use an electric tool, what should you do? Cody Silva, put plug in and work till the job's done.
Damn straight, like a real man.
Corey, sorry. Yes, Corey says Chuck is only temporarily gone. He's currently fighting death in hand-to-hand combat battle for his return. Those are the memes that I'm used to reading. Also, John, no problem, brother. Thank you, as always. Free vanilla is what Tortilla is saying on the board.
Hell yeah.
Somber says, long, wonderful life. R.I.P. Mr. Norris, for sure. We're all going to miss him. Aussie this year. Also, Chuck Norris. Again, some big names from my childhood, at least. So, best wishes and prayers out to the family of Mr. Norris. Let me grab Jen here real quick. Cody's putting the plug where? You don't want to know where Cody's putting plugs. Let me just say these few things. I do want to say, if you are watching sports this weekend, which I assume most people are going to be doing, I think it's going to be a lot of NCAA basketball as the March Madness has started this week, Mike. Maybe stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner for the games. Delicious beer, Mike. The people at Duquesne Pilsner always include us in their promotions. We couldn't be more thankful. So we were passing the word along. It is now available at Giant Eagle in 6-packs and 12-packs and in cases wherever cases are sold. Show them some love. Maybe if you're not even a big drinker, you could always swing over by their social media. Do hit the like, follow, all those fine things to help out the people at Duquesne Pilsner because they do the same for us. Mike, Duquesne Pilsner, we always have it on tap here in the studio, made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
What else? Mike, what is your overall thoughts for the day?
We don't need another project quarterback on the roster. Steelers are bringing in Cole Payton for the rest. For a visit, excuse me. I don't see why. He's not one of the quarterbacks I'd be looking at. To me, it makes no sense. I do like, the linebacker Rodriguez from, was it Texas A&M, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I think he would be a good pickup. Might have to grab him in the second. Maybe hope he falls to the third. I've been seeing him mocked in different spots. I think he'd be a nice addition to the linebacker room. And yeah, I can't wait to start counseling with you. This is going to be fun.
I think you're gonna. I think you're gonna get better. That's all I have to say. We'll get more into details next week. Mike, let me see. Cody. They're talking about on the board, Jen. I don't know what she wants to do with that electrical socket and then everything to Ken, or that Cody's talking about. Jen says, "Is that an option for Mike's therapy?" See, I like the way Jen thinks. She has great ideas.
Jen, you're not having good ideas right now. These do not. Texas Tech. Thank you, Ronald. I couldn't remember.
I thought you said. Oh, okay.
I said Texas A&M. There's another linebacker in the draft that went to Texas A&M.
Well, Texas Tech is Jacob Rodriguez, 6'1", 231 pounds, linebacker.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
I said Texas A&M.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, and I think it's Torin York is the Texas A&M linebacker.
Texas A&M linebackers Jacob Rodriguez. Oh, Texas Tech. You know what? I'm looking at this size. It just kind of caught my attention. 6'1", 231. That's my size. This guy's going to be an NFL linebacker. That's crazy to me. I'm used to growing up with the Levon Kirklands and Ray Lewis, where these guys are just so big.
Yeah.
6'1", 231 is my size. So that's just kind of crazy to me when you think about it. Let's get a couple more of these in, Mike, and we are going to get ready to start wrapping it up for the week as we're just 34 days away from the NFL draft. Let's go right here to Cody says electric shock therapy. Now that is an idea. I agree. See, now Cody's getting on the right page. The Tortilla says, you can't shock thunder. You can't.
You can't. You cannot. Thank you, Tortilla. Tortilla's the only one who's been looking out for my best interest. This is why, again, Tortilla Jackson is number one on the friend list.
Also, Cody says we could turn Vanilla into Uncle Fester.
And this is why Cody is number one on the enemy list.
Wait, who was Uncle Fester earlier in the week? We were saying somebody looked like Uncle Fester. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember.
Because that's the second time he came up this week. And then also Somber says Rodriguez finds the ball, man. He's a dog. That's what we need. We need a dog. We need somebody with the ball that with the nose for the ball. Somebody that gets up there and thump your ass in the hole. And we don't have that. We don't have that guy, unfortunately, right now. At least seemingly so. So we'll see what the new coaches can put together, Mike, with this roster. We will see. We will see. We will see. I do want to say these things also. Do check, swing over, check our social media out. We are all over the place. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. You could go to Facebook. You could go to X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Keep up with what's going on with the show. Swing by, do that. Also, if you haven't had a chance, you do hit the like button down below. If you haven't hit the sub, hit the share, even leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much. John saying Con equals Fester. Con, that's who it was.
That's who it was. With
the big black rings under his eyes and the bald head and the face. He is basically Uncle Fester. Cody, yes, that was absolutely who we were thinking about. Mike, any big plans for you this weekend?
Yeah, I'm taking the kid to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, he wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese, so we're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, sounds like a blast. I do want to say, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys you're amazing. Always keeping the show interesting. You are the lifeblood of this show. We couldn't appreciate you any more than we do. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you also to everybody at home. Maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're at work watching or listening to the show. We want to thank you as well. And anybody that Tater Tart might have scared away or offended anytime recently or in the past, we apologize about that. Guys, also, Somber, take it easy. You too, my friend. We thank you. Like the stream. We appreciate that. Jen says, I'm heading to a water park with my teenage granddaughter and her friends. And you know what, Mike? The weather's going to be nice here as well. So it's definitely going to be something. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be probably NCAA basketball.
Yep.
And something with nice weather. So hopefully that stays nice for you tomorrow for Chuck E. Cheese. Jen says, show me the Jack Daniels, is what Jen is saying.
Oh. And I have the drinking problem.
The Jack Daniels, not all the bottles of Bacardi and Black Velvet and whatever the hell else he had. I love CC. Steeler Freak says, Cody says the Chuck E. Cheese, of course. The new Chuck E. Cheese looks like he has an 800 credit scale. What is up with that new Chuck E. Cheese?
I haven't seen the new Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't trust him. I just don't. What else? I think that's everything, Mike. Anything before we wrap it up?
No, I got nothing other than I don't like this new Chuck E. Cheese doll. No, no, I need the old one that looks ratty and like you're gonna catch the mange by giving him a hug. Mm-mm. They gentrified Chuck E. Cheese. I don't like this.
Yeah, there you go. That's your reality tomorrow. Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. You're going to be counseled next week. Things are looking up.
I can't wait, man. Things are going better for me.
I do want to say this, Mike. NCAA all through the weekend. It goes all the way through Sunday. That's going to wrap up the first two rounds. Pittsburgh Pirates today against the Orioles is against the Braves. I'm sorry, it's a 6:05 start. Tomorrow they got the Blue Jays. Sunday they got Boston. Only these 4 games left, Mike. They kick off regular season in baseball. Pirates against the Mets on the road next week. Also, the Penguins back in action, Mike. They will be hosting the Jets tonight and the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow afternoon. Penguins looking to stay on track with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin both back in the lineup. And the playoffs just right around the corner, Mike. A little less than a month. and the NHL season will be over, and they will be heading into the playoffs. So a lot going on there. And also, Mike, the other football team here in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, making the trek to Tampa Bay to take on the Rowdies tomorrow in soccer. That's a 7:30 start down in Florida. We'll be back tomorrow, or we'll be back Monday morning. First thing to do it all over again, go over all that and so much more. We'll certainly be scouring the Pittsburgh Steelers news throughout the weekend to be prepared for then. We hope to see everybody back then. The new Chuck E. Cheese is the new Chuck E. Cheese is back undercover, is what John is saying. I can't wait to hear the stories from Chuck E. Cheese. I can't wait. Mike is apparently going to show us the new Chuck E. Cheese.
This never gets old.
There it is. That's the new one.
That's the new one.
And there's Carson Beck's dad. Chip
Carson
off the old
Beck
block.
dad and Carson Beck when he crashes out of the NFL.
That's his mom. All right, there you go, everybody. Mike, you have a blast at Chuck E. Cheese. Stay out of trouble.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have a good one.
Keep cut down on the drinks maybe while you're at the kids' place. Again, we'll get you all fixed up, buddy. You don't worry about that. Again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for everything you've done this week. You guys were awesome and as amazing as always. We couldn't appreciate it anymore. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go right here to Mark on the board. Mark says Brown's girls are beautiful, like all girls from Ohio. They're not butch. There's a fortune cookie. Thank you for the comment, Mark. But again, I want to say thank you so much to everybody. We'll be back at our regular time Monday to get into all this stuff, so much more. Kick off the brand new week and Mike's counseling all coming next week. Lots of stuff coming. And again, Chopper also, Mike, is finally going to be out of his deathbed.
Nice.
So I can't wait to get the crew in full swing because the draft, again, 34 days away. So much still to come, guys. Such a big off season, and we're just into it, Mike. We still have so much more that's going to go down this off season. We'll be here for every step of the way, and I know you guys will be too. We can't wait to do it with you guys. Mike, one last time, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
All right, there you go, guys. Have a great weekend. For Derpy, for Finch, for Chop, for RB, Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.